Are you crying? Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in foosball.
You fucking cried after 3 days in the fucking holding tank. Looked like a fucking pile of wet rags at court. You should see how I showed up to court after 3 days in the box with the light on.
Please, is there anything I can do, sir? Please.
Does he look like a bitch? What?
Don't do this to my wife, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man.
Does he look like a bitch?
Sir, please don't make me sleep in jail tonight, sir, please. I'm begging. We're not criminals. They're going to make me sleep in jail.
Continue. You were saying something about best intentions?
Josh has never been arrested for recording.
Okay, so that's him getting arrested, and then his friend here makes a phone call that I want to touch on.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
We live in a time where just standing on basic rights is heroic because we're all so used to giving them up day to day that, like, when somebody comes forward and says, no, we have these rights and I'm going to stand on them and I'm going to be unwavering, this has now become heroic. This has become, like the founder said, telling the truth in a world full of lies is a revolutionary act, right? I'm not one of these folks like they claim who wants to overthrow government. I understand spiritually, government would only be necessary for a population of folks who have proven they cannot govern themselves based on natural law and God's law. And that's exactly what we have. So I'm a proponent of folks who are able to govern themselves, who understand the foundational principles of the law of this land, that they be left alone. They say these are the most dangerous folks on the land. Why? Because they're talking and standing on what they're saying. They're not doing nothing to nobody. They're just revealing to everyone we have God-given rights and they're willing to stand on them and die for them. And that's the most dangerous man on the planet right now. Right now, the rest of the slaves, the ones who self-identify as trustees, whether they know it or not, part of the United States federal corporation, federal body politic, they have a duty and obligation through contract to uphold the policies and codes. Because now, again, there's two classes of being. There's a privileged class of being under the law, and then there's a protected class of being. Most of us have opted into being a privileged class where we get privileges and benefits in exchange for essentially our rights by contract. So majority of folks are entering into a contract. They have made themselves a part of a corporate body politic, and therefore they have an obligation to fulfill that contract. If they want to correct that status and that standing and that presentment, and therefore renegotiate on that contract, right, and go back to being a man or woman on the land, then they're not subject to policy and code. They're only subject to the law of the land and essentially God's law, right? A set of laws that's in our conscience. It's discoverable. We can come to know it and do it, and we will create a kingdom of heaven out of that. But because we do not seek the truth and be set free, we are born into a certification program where a legal person is created, an all caps entity is created, and we spend the first 18 years identifying as that entity everywhere we go, taking our birth certificate and our social security down to DMV, getting ourselves a license for a right we already have. A license is synonymous with doing business in commerce. At a certain point, they created a group, a corporate capacity, where everybody opts into in order to be kept safe, right? This is sort of the movement of the idea, in my mind, of the republic into a democracy, where, okay, you identify as this member of the corporate body politic, you're agreeing that you want to be kept safe. And we see this now, where folks are going to their government to be kept safe and being given benefits and privileges. You have a split now, bifurcation, where the republic has now become a democracy in a lot of people's minds. There is no more faith structure. There is no more family structure. The state has essentially been moved in as our cosmic parents on every level. They've taught us through the public schooling system funded by the state that we need them. And if you don't accept that premise, then you are an extremist. You're trying to threaten everybody else's safety. So we see the tiptoe and march toward complete collectivism and mob rule and democracy, all backed by a technocratic component where everybody is tracked, traced, and surveilled. And if you don't follow policy and code, then you're deemed to be essentially an enemy combatant. As far as the Declaration of Independence goes, policy, statute, and code is only given the force of law through the consent of the governed. So we're being compelled to follow statute, policy, and code, but we have not been given full disclosure and notice, and we have not signed the contract properly, right? So these folks are running around overthrowing God's law and the law of the land. They're not even banging on original principles. They're just out here harming themselves and each other, doing whatever they want to do. This is ubiquitous. All classes of society has lost their original mission statement and does not follow their principles and their own policy and code. They've just become completely reprobate, ego unbound. They're going to do whatever they want to do because they're going to chase money and they're going to chase status and power, and they've relinquished their original status and power straight from the supernatural. Any man or woman born on this land that does not uphold the original principles, precepts, and philosophy of law, because ignorance of the law is no excuse, you are damned to a form of spiritual judgment. I don't care if you think it's funny, you think it's a big joke. I'm telling you, the karmic and dharmic law of this realm, if you continue to create and stand on wrongdoing and defend it and enforce it, you're going to bring about demonic conditioning in this realm. You've already seen it. I don't know where you folks have been. We're already there. And you're damn well down with it. Most folks think it's just dandy.
From deep in the bowels of Shadowband Central Territory, Unslaved Command Center, we come to you live and direct. I sat around for the last day or two to observe, to watch again another cyclical psyop that I get to come here. I get to come here and comment on. You folks need me. A lot of you just don't know it yet. We're going to establish that right here, right now. Because I just watched many of you for the last day or two do what you always do. You don't contribute and support here. You don't share this material and what we do here, which is rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith, literally your saving grace. If you live it and stand on it, which again, many of you don't. And while also not doing that, while not sharing what we do here, while not living on it, you went and you sucked up to, and you spread once again all of your disease and your filth and your idol worship and your Babylonianism as far as the eye could see. What else is new? It shouldn't be a surprise to me at this point. Okay. It's exactly why this situation is exactly the way that it is. It's not shocking to me. Okay. It's not a wonder to me. It's not a mystery to me. You guys do it every time. And again, for those of you it doesn't apply to, this is just more giggling and laughing for you, more entertainment for you, because you know I'm fucking right. And yous all sat around and watched and listened to it for the last day or two too, as well. And you commented on how retarded and Babylonian these slaves are. So once again, Paul's the bully. Go ahead and click it down there, because I gave you guys a vote today. Everyone's voting. They love voting. We love these votes and voting, these elections. Go ahead and click Paul's a bully and get out ahead of it, because we already see this coming a mile away. We knew what this was going to be. Right? And what am I talking about specifically? A Dolly pardon, Mr. Fauci. Little play on words there. Obviously, Mr. Fauci being pardoned the last couple weeks. And Dolly was seen with him at one point, and others masquerading around, parading around, telling everyone to take the shots and to slave up and be a status slave, as they always do. And again, why do they do it? And how do they continue to do it? Well, because you folks can't get enough of it. You love it, you pay for it, you suck up to it, you idol worship it, you spread it like manure to fertilize your hellish garden of poisonous fruits that you pick from and distribute to your friends and family. this is who and what you are. This is how you live. This is your world in and of it. And I'm just holding up the mirror for it, right? So again, it's cool when they do it. They even love it when they do it. They pay for it and everything. It's a problem when I do it. They don't share me and pay me. They tell me, Paul, stop bullying. Stop being so wicked, hateful, and evil with the truth. So today's poll down there is, can you be a good person if you're not using your conscience and you're not aligned with truth and what's right and you're doing evil and wickedness? Is that even really a thing? And we'll go right here because we'll take a page out of the average person's thought process, right? So simple here. This is what Slave Book is for. We use it to investigate and to research and to remind us of cause and effect and inspire us to do and be and have better. That's the majority of what this is. Again, I don't have social media. I have anti-social media. I don't like or respect the majority of these people. And it's not because I'm so fill in the blank. I might be that too, whatever the blank is. It's because of exactly what I'm going to show you and talk about right here. Mike Hansen. You know what? Let's go to Mike Hansen first and see what he looks like. See who he is. Sometimes you got to get shallow to get deep. Right. Is this really this person? Or I don't know. They're looking like they're on InfoWars. Right. So this is Mike Hansen from my Slave Book. It's Joe Public again. Even down to the goofy fucking Simpsons hairstyle. Right. We got the London Fog jacket, the collared shirt from Costco, the lemon tree square off haircut, the lit up tree in the background, the thumbs up, so you know they're a fucking fluoridated slave because they got this look in their eye and they're giving you this right here, giving you this right up your ass. This is the universal sign for I'm a slave and this is how I like it, right up my ass. Right? So, you know, every single time we go to these people profile, we get shallow to get deep, we just lay eyes on them. We go, oh, okay, it's starting to make sense. And what do they say to us? From just any town U.S. slave, sorry, USA. Even good people can be fooled by the New World Order. She still did good deeds and was a super entertainer. I will always love Dolly. Yes, she was wrong on the vaccine issue, but so was my mother on the flu vaccine issue. My mother was a nurse. Newsflash, Mike Hansen and the rest of you clowns. Your mama's not good. Dolly Parton's not good because yous all wanted to remake language and create your own definitions for words and terms because you're a bunch of punk-ass cowards. By the way, that blank right there I just filled in works for both situations because the reason you don't know truth is because you don't seek it because you know what you're going to find and you're too scared to look at it, let alone do something about it. Just like you're scared to look at the fact that you, your mama, and Dolly, and all your heroes are not good people. They're not. It doesn't matter how many times you keep saying it and how many times you keep projecting onto me that I'm evil because I care about what's true and what's right, while you're good because you don't. You're in inversion land again. We're in delusion and denial again. By the way, that's another hallmark of a bad person. Delusion, denial that allows them to fall prey to deception, that allows them to ignore the truth and be arrogant about it because who needs to care about true and right when we all love each other? How can you love if you don't care about what's true and what's right? Exactly. It's called cop-out central in this realm for most people. They just don't want to be honest with themselves and each other. Okay, so let's go right here for the definition because they'll say Paulie Boy made it up. Paulie Boy sits around, he just makes things up because he's a sovereign citizen conspiracy theorist. Right. And now I don't know what just happened. There we go. Right, I don't know if you folks can see that. So the definition of good: possessing or displaying moral virtue. Right? So you can't display and possess moral virtue if you're constantly saying what's true and what's right is actually wrong and vice versa, and you're supporting evil people doing evil things. So I am having some pains still, some issues. I'm better than I was, but having some stuff flare up from time to time. So we may keep it short today. I'm still inspired nonetheless. Believe it or not. So, right. Questions, comments, concerns. I'll throw the link down there in case I'm missing something here. But again, unless folks want to like remake all of language, which oftentimes they do. I mean, we see them from time to time in these certain areas where they sit around these people who regularly lie to themselves and each other and just talk about love, 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 love. But nobody's addressing the truth, the facts, cause and effect, and results, and what that all means and dictates, right? So again, be very careful in this life when you have people who come to you with the nice, kind, sweet, polite, till they want to be passive aggressive too, by the way, because Dolly Parton in the thumbnail you could see was telling other people they were a bunch of cowards because they didn't want to follow government and take the poison vaxes, right? See how it works? Paulie boy, you're so mean and you're such a bully when you say people are cowards and you point out how they won't face truth. But when we turn around and do it to everyone else for the lie, somehow it's okay because we're so nice, kind, and sweet and polite 85% of the time till we're passive aggressive, wicked and evil and ignorant and arrogant about the eternal truth, life, and way. Right. You're not good people. I can't say that enough. I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying you're not. See the difference? I don't run around the internet and everywhere else in my life saying how good I am. If anything, I try to practice goodness and greatness, and I show up and I show that and I talk about that. It's not up for discussion and argument. The rest of me, God's going to decide, right? But again, when it comes to you folks, most of you folks who pay the slave tax and vote and go along to get along and don't stand up in anywhere in your life alone or in a group for what's true, what's right, you're not good fucking people. You're absolutely bad, horrible, wicked, deceptive, passive-aggressive, cowardly people. And it's why I don't like or respect most of you, even if you give me cash. Imagine that. By the way, your idols that you worship, who you say are so good and great, don't give a fuck who and what you are, as long as you give them cash and you buy their crap and you idol worship them. Because they also don't give a fuck about what's true and what's right, just like you don't. Because again, the idol reflects the worshiper and vice versa. That's always the case. This is a holographic reflective realm. Okay? So let's cut the garbage with ourselves and each other all over slave book constantly with all these people and yourselves and your friends and family because you all like what you like. And that all automatically makes it good. It doesn't, because words and terms have meaning and meaning confers experience. And if you're not going to face that and yourself, then you're a coward and you're wicked. You don't care about truth, life, and way. I can't put it any other way and make it any simpler. Don't give a fuck about your feelings. Your feelings are most of the time deceptive. It's why you've dated 10 loser failures so far and hate yourself and potentially your life on some level. Because your feelings are deceptive, because you regularly make the wrong decisions, because you regularly put yourself with people, places, and things that fuck you and everyone else around you. And instead of being honest with yourself and others about that, you want to enable that just like an addict would and live in denial and delusion about it, okay? I'm not up for it. I'm looking to change that dynamic in myself and with others rather than continue to allow it to exist and get worse and worse, okay? So Paulie's not a bad, wrong, evil, bully man for pointing out the truth where the rest of you ignore the truth in favor of a lie that you support because it feels so good while you throw everything good and great away and call it something different than what it is, especially when you call it love. You're a Luciferian trash. Because that's exactly what all Luciferian trash does, is come here masquerading as an angel of love and light to try to put everybody at ease and make them feel good and make them deny their responsibilities and accountabilities so they continue to create hell here for themselves while they feel so distant from it and so good about it in their cope session, okay? And again, the root of it is all just the difference between fear and faith, just like it talks about in scripture. Don't tell me about living without fear when you're the antithesis of it. The reason you cope and live in delusion and denial and talk about love so much is because you don't want to face accountability and responsibility, co-creation, cause and effect and results. You ain't fooling nobody but yourselves and each other. This one can see. This one can know. This one can speak. This one can make sense. This one can reverse engineer and point out the differences between I am that am and me and your bullshit. Okay? Let's get to it. Let's watch the 3-minute video of Dolly telling everybody else they're a coward and they're a chicken because they don't want to take shots and do slavery and genocide. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when Paulie does it for the right reasons. It's amazing how that works. Saying the right and true thing for the right reasons is wrong in inversion land because of how we feel about it. And we're going to watch her get shots from Fauci like all the rest of them and either kill themselves and each other and do slavery and genocide on everyone and get pardoned while they do it too. Because we're above the code, policy, and statute that we call law. What else is new? But everyone's so good and great, don't you know?
Well, hey, it's me. I'm finally going to get my vaccine. I'm so excited. I've been waiting a while. I'm old enough to get it, and I'm smart enough to get it.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah,
very happy
you got that
I'm
right.
Get my Moderna shot.
You
today.
got that
and I
right.
want to tell everybody, I think you should get out there and do it too. I haven't changed one of my songs.
I'm never going to get through this. This is going to be a 3-hour clip that turns in. This is going to be a 3-minute clip that turns into 3 motherfucking hours. Because they always tell you the truth, even when they lie, and vice versa. You damn right yous are all smart enough to do everything yous have done, and I'm smart enough to see right through it, reverse engineer it, and talk about it, and not do it. Oh, yous are so bright. Oh, I meet so many people. I'm on record twice at 12 and 16 years old, 130 IQ. I'm like 97 percentile. Not bragging, I'm just saying what it is again. And boy, when I meet a lot of you folks and I talk to you, boy, you're just lighting the world on fire with connective tissues and abilities to make connections. Oh man, them neurons are firing. I'm starting to think a lot of these wildfire brush fires are started by your synapses. All that electricity up there firing on all cylinders. Sorry to bring the news to you, but most of you are absolutely retarded. By definition, technically, statistically, based on probability. Paulie boy's mean and a bully again. Well, no, that he's not. He doesn't like that. That's why he's frustrated. He wishes it was different, but he's not going to ignore the truth for what he likes and what he wants. And statistically, historically, based on probability, 85% of you who got this crap 5 times over are absolutely fucking retarded. You still run around going, well, why would government ever do something bad to me or anyone else? What? We're living in love. We're so nice, kind, and polite. While they put your fucking profit that created all of modern day society, essentially, and all the idea of voluntarism and essentially the spirit of republicanism, they tortured him and put him to death for trying to stop your slavery. And you're still running around 2,000 years later going, why would anyone do that? Man, Paul is mean and like schizophrenic and made stuff up. No, I can just see and talk, and you're absolutely retarded. And you know when you meet someone who can see and talk because everyone else is in confederation against them, is the old cliche. And I would say a genius, but I'm not a genius. This is just evidence of how retarded most people are, not how intelligent I am. I can literally take a Labrador fucking retriever that's like 18 weeks old and put it in front of Mr. Fauci and it would see Fauci coming at it with the injector and it would know to run off or growl. See? That's not, I don't know. Is the Labrador retriever, what's the IQ of the Labrador retriever? It doesn't really matter because it has true intelligence. It has some spirit connected to the cosmos that reveals to it intuitionally, instinctually, not to trust a bunch of low-life predatory scum. That's why when you bring Fauci and Gates over your house, your dog sits in the corner and watches them the whole time and goes, "Arr." You go, what's the problem, Spike? Spike won't take his eyes off Billy or Fauci, Uncle Tony. He just keeps watching and growling. Yeah, because your dog knows they're evil pieces of trash. You can't seem to figure it out while you post pictures of them wallet size and sit in your feelers about it, right? Because you're all just so lovey-dovey. I'm sick of lovey-dovey people who are stupid and evil. Stay the fuck away from me, because the reality of it is you're not lovey-dovey either. You're just weak and codependent. Let's be clear about that. You need other people in your life to substantiate your existence here. You have no true meaning and purpose of your own. Cut the games. And all the people you collect around are weak and delusional and denial as well. And they allow this crap and they enable it and they put up with it. So that's how you get these groups that you get. Never going to get through this clip. Dolly.
To fit the occasion. It goes, vaccine, 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 vaccine.
It writes itself.
I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine.
I'm never going to do this. She's now rewriting songs like I do, but she's doing it seriously. We know we're in inversion land again. Because I can't even believe this is happening. I never knew this clip existed. I never saw this when it came out. I literally used to ride around with my friend and go, vaccines, 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 vaccines. Please don't take the vax, my man. And sing songs with my friends about slavery and genocide. She's actually doing slavery and genocide to convince you slaves to do it. I can't fucking make this up. I see why folks say this is a hell realm. The realm is not hellish. The realm is neutral. The realm gives way to everything your mind and heart holds. Hell is not the realm. Hell is the mind and heart of a slave, and therefore the actions, because as the mind and heart goes, the ass follows, and thus goes reality.
Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Because once you're dead, then that's a bit too late. I know I'm trying to be funny now, but I'm dead serious about the vaccine. I think we all want to get back to normal, whatever that is. And that would be a great shot in the arm, wouldn't it? If we could get back to that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I just wanted to...
Well, how can we get back to normal when you all thought it was normal back when I was 12 years old asking why 3 buildings collapsed from 2 planes? Why all 44 out of 45 presidents are related to one fucking king of France and England. Sorry, England. He's a French guy from England, the place we fought a war again. I don't know what old normal or no. I don't know what normal is around you people when there's 15 fucking shots day one on an infant for safety and health, HELLTH. I don't know what normal is. When we no longer have a right to own a gun, but the police and military just stomp all over us with policies and codes. Did that just start yesterday? Would that last 5 years, 6 years, or that has been going on for a couple hundred at least? I'm sorry, a couple thousand. I don't know what normal is in a whole world that rejects truth, life, and way, and Christed spirit and beingness because they won't give us Barabbas and Babylonianism constantly all day, every day. They love their fucking slavery and genocide. I don't know what normal is. Maybe that's why Polyboy is so abnormal. He don't know what normal is. Bless his heart. No measure of health and wellness to be adjusted to and evolved with, supposedly adapted to, a profoundly sick, twisted, inverted anti-Christo society that does shit like this, promotes scum like this, and then idol worships them and sucks feet like this, and then rejects me and what I and this network here are doing. You don't even know enough to be fucking ashamed. You don't even know enough to be ashamed about it. Because we're not going to hear hide nor hair about you. You ain't going to come out today and say, my daddy online had to tell me the truth again about how I'm a dunce. So now I got to walk back my sin and my blasphemy. I got to repent. You ain't going to do it. You're going to act like this never happened. You know I'm fucking right. You're going to try to cap and cope. And you'll go back and do the same fucking garbage again. We all know it. Most of you. You're lucky if you get 10% in any group that's actually honorable, good faith, understands fuck about me. They think it's me telling them to be honorable and good faith about me. No, about truth, life, and way. Honorable, good faith who will repent and go back and walk it back and take account for their responses and how slaved out they are for themselves and everyone else. Not for me. Not because Polyboy hurt your feels on a broadcast. They don't even know they're supposed to do it for themselves and just the weight of the way. And they're not going to do it, 80 to 90% of them. Because it just doesn't fucking matter, right? You can say and do whatever you want here, and it just doesn't matter. As long as the checks roll in and the slavery continues and you can keep capping and coping. We got it. We know who and what you all are in your heart, what you serve. By the way, another reason you're fucking wicked and evil. Whether you want to face that or not, if that's true for you, you better face it. If it's not, continue on with your life.
Encourage everybody, because the sooner we get to feeling better, the sooner we are going to get back to being normal. So I just want to say to all of you cowards out there, don't be such a chicken squat.
All the cowards out there, yeah. When Paulie does it, he's a bully and a meanie. When the big-titted Jezebel harlot from Babylon does it, oh, she's so cute and sweet. Don't you know? Yeah. Absolute demon. Oh, straight out of the Matrix, woman in her blue dress. Absolute Babylonian demon. Giggling and laughing while it tries to play on your masculinity to get you to follow Baal and get in bondage with Baal. Oh, well, she's so good and great and sweet and nice. Oh, we love her music. Oh, man. That's how they get you under their spell. You love what they do. You don't care who they are anymore. And then you go along to get along and you ignore all the wrong and the evil they did. And you call it the opposite of what it is. You don't care about justice either. That's why your courts are so fucked. From top to bottom, because the court reflects the citizen slave and vice versa. None of you give a fuck about justice and true and what's right and the facts and putting it on record. If you did, my slave feed for all you cattle would have been filled with this all day, every day, instead of me having to fill your face and ears with it and shove it up your ass. Your whole slave book feed would have been filled with this video and this mockery, humiliation, blasphemy, ritual, and sacrifice. No, but it wasn't. It was idol worship. It was feet sucking. It was apologism. It was projection onto Paulie and others.
Out there and get shot. Anyway, that's my message to you. So I am going to
why? Because you know what it really comes down to, folks, archetypally? This is your mama. Yeah, you ain't going to listen to the daddy you never had that shows up with true authority and true life and way. You're going to reject that. Who you going to go with? Mama, big-titted mama with that poison milk, right? She's a loving heifer you're used to. Oh, mama's such a sweet angel. She ain't never done no wrong. Right. Tell us all about it. So I have my song down here. Did I get... Oh, I got rid of my song. Damn it. No, I didn't. Everybody Knows. Oh, what a great song. Back in the day. Remember Leonard Cohen? Everybody Knows? Everyone knows Mama's been faithful, give or take a night or two. She's so sweet. She must so above reproach, Mama is. We suck right from the titty of Mama. Paulie Boy's got Mama issues. That's why he doesn't glaze over. That's why he doesn't glaze over and get in his feelers. Because he wasn't used to the first 12, 15, 20, 30 fucking forever years of his life. Having Mama there to tell him, it's okay, Junior, you can be an absolute piece of garbage and Mama's still gonna love you. No, quite the opposite. I didn't have none of that. And I'm so thankful and grateful for it now. Now I know why the devil does what it does to some extent. Long as I can learn to find some reconciliatory place of true loving care, I know why Mama wasn't in Paulie Boy's face all day, every day. Giving him that enabling and that fake validation caused Paulie Boy to find true meaning and purpose and power and value in his life and get honest with himself and others. See how that works?
On my friend, Dr. Najia Boomrod, that's worked in research here at Vanderbilt. That's where I am today. And he's going to pop me in my arm. And so I'm going to call him in. I'm going to mask up first, though, because I have a pretty good distance between me and the camera. So I'm going to try to put this on and get that on.
Yeah.
Get my hair back around so I look good. You know, we got to look good.
Yeah, Mama got to look good when she takes it deep.
Give me a shot. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Mama gotta look good when
and
she does her porno shoot for the Babylon.
Well, thank you for helping
the
me out.
Babylonian
You've been
calendar.
here for years doing research at Vanderbilt, and you and I have been friends forever, and I thought it was only a problem.
Because let's not kid ourselves, folks. You can say that I'm obsessed sexually. Sex is archetypal. Sex and sexual energy is like root chakra for a reason, okay? Don't kid yourself. That's what this is right now. Bring in the old patriarchal figure and bring in mama. Bring in grandmama and grandpop, and we're going to bang right on camera right now. I'm going to go deep inside you. I'm going to penetrate you, and I'm going to shoot this energy all up in you, okay? It's exactly what these injections are spiritually, okay? On every level. And mama loves it. Mama's open to receive, and she's got to look good with her diamonds and gold while she takes it deep for her Babylonian calendar shoot. Mama's really going to succeed in this life by being that whore that daddy always taught her to be, right? Because again, this is systemic. It's back and forth. A whole generation of pimps and hoes. Daddy didn't care if mama cared about what was true and what's right, as long as that pussy was supposedly tight. Not even. Extremely overly used pussy, but we won't get into that, okay? It's a family broadcast. Long as mama was draped in diamonds and gold and was objectifiable physically, it didn't matter if mama was a complete Babylonian whore, swine scum. Just like mama didn't care if daddy wasn't a good person, long as he brought in that bacon. Long as he was a good status corporate slave who brought in that bacon. Mama's objectifiable like a hoe would be. And daddy's a good trick with that wallet. Nobody gives a fuck if anybody's true and right no more. But we also nice, kind, and loving Polly boy.
Brett, you should be the one to give me my shot today.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
give
it to me, daddy.
You're here and that you're giving
give it to me, daddy.
Message, and we're ready.
Okay, well, I'm gonna wait on you. Okay. I hope you practice. I even had a little cutout in my shirt. I matched it over here because I'm sure you can.
It's now turning into a porno intro right here. Is it just me? Has it been a while since I've been laid? It's been over a year. Do I need to get laid or something? I might need me a Babylonian harlot because it's literally starting to sound like, are you ready for me, daddy? Are you gonna give it to me? Have you practiced with your needle? Oh, yes, mama. Sometimes I just sit around me and my needle and I practice waiting for you. We should write, this is like a country song intro. It's like a pornographic country song intro.
In there and surely find a muscle somewhere.
Oh yeah, we gonna find it.
I'm gonna wait for you. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Do what you gotta do. You're the doctor.
Yes, I am.
I didn't know you was gonna be so clumsy. I hope you're going to do better with my shot. And I hope this don't look like it does on TV where it looks like they're driving an ice pick in your arm. Okay.
Now, let me ask you, I have two questions to ask you. Okay. Do you have any bleeding disorders?
No.
Any serious allergies, anaphylactic reaction?
No.
Okay, we're ready.
I think I'm good to go. So. I'm going. Well, it didn't take this long to film 9 to 5, Dr. Najee. Okay. I'm still waiting. Well, I've been waiting since December. I've been in line. Okay, here I go. All right. Think you got it?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you take it all, girl.
It stung a little bit, but that was from the alcohol pad, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right.
Should we put a
Band-Aid? No, mess up my beauty mark.
And just like that,
I'm joking. You do what you gotta
vaccine queen.
I don't want blood on my clothes.
Good golden vaccines.
I did it.
With a heart can beat like mine. Absolutely pathetic and embarrassing. and you all love it and supported it, and you're not going to walk it back today. And I'm your best daddy ever, better than your own fucking daddy who you came out of your nutsack of. Because I had to tell you online here today the truth that you didn't want to face, you ignored, and you want to be arrogant about, and you want to shit on me while she calls me and other actual people who stand on what's true and what's right cowards. That's you and everyone around you. You're not going to gaslight us. You're not going to project on us. You're not going to flip the script in the game. Okay. So we're just going to leave that there. That was our main item. Our main item today. If you got questions, comments, concerns, link is down there, of course. And we're going to hit some... Right, we did the definition of good, proving all of you are delusional and denial. Good people can't be called good people if they're doing bad things and lying to themselves and others. So most people are, in fact, not good people. And if you ask them and their friends and family and everyone in between, they'll all say, well, we're all good and great people because they're all full of shit. Right. Everybody wants to believe they're good and great people till we get the report card and the fact checking. Turns out the truth is the great leveler. Based on what is, not what everybody says it is or wants it to be. 14 signs of fascism. Touched on it before. We'll go over it again. Why not? Right. Number one, let's blow this up here. No, not like that, folks. Easy does it. It's like saying bomb on a plane. You don't say blow up on a broadcast. You don't say bomb on a plane. The cult of tradition. One has only to look at the syllabus of every fascist movement to find the major traditionalist thinkers. The Nazi gnosis was nourished by traditionalist, syncretistic, occult elements. Absolutely, like the fasci on both sides of the benches at every court proceeding at Congress and Senate going back hundreds and thousands of years. All the signs and symbols and symbolism, all the words and terms, all the parliamentary feudalistic processes, we here call it that. They don't know it as that, but yes, fascism, legalism, corporatism, they're all synonymous. Rejection of modernism. The Enlightenment age of reason is seen as the beginning of modern depravity. In this sense, fascism can be defined as irrationalism. Absolutely. We talk about enlightenment here constantly. Consciousness and awareness, the idea of reason, logic, morals, ethics. No, not in the face of statism and corporatism and fascism. Absolutely not. We'll have none of that. As a matter of fact, that's a threat to our democracy. That used to be a republic. If you can keep it, you not only gave it away, you pissed on it, you lit it on fire, pissed on it to put out the fire, and stomped on the ashes. The cult of action for action's sake. Number 3, action being beautiful in itself. It must be taken before or without any previous reflection. Thinking is a form of emasculation. Right. So, completely rushing into these causes and beliefs, just like we just discussed, right? Why think about or even consider who or what Dolly Parton is and what they're doing using reason? Number 2 as well. No. That's disempowerment. That's devaluing. Let's just fools rush in and declare it something and say it something and stand for something because we need a cause and we're so important in our feelers. We got to declare them, right? Self-reflection is disempowering, even though it's your truest value and empowerment. So we got that. Disagreement is treason. Oh, I didn't read it yet, but I'm going to guess this is the love it or leave it non-philosophy, right? Because philosophy is the love of wisdom. So this is a non-philosophy. The love it or leave it nonsense that you get from both sides at some point. They both give you the ultimatum. Well, if you don't want to vote for one of two sides to push their political propaganda on you at the barrel of a gun and thousands of policies and codes criminalizing your rights, you must be some kind of anti-fill-in-the-blanker, vaxxer, liberalist, conservative, American. You must be some anti-person because you don't want to do fascism, statism, socialism, Marxism, collectivism. Imagine that. Quote, the critical spirit makes distinctions. Yup, we know all about that here. That's all of what we do here, actually. While we bully, they say. Distinguish is a sign of modernism, right? Excuse me, to distinguish, aka discernment. In modern culture, the scientific community praises disagreement as a way to improve knowledge, right? So, by the way, I'm not liking the way this guy is phrasing this because it almost makes a point while condemning. So it's almost hard to track and follow the point that he's making. The way for me, the way I'm perceiving it and experiencing it is interesting how he's choosing to language this out. But again, we reject modernism and the critical spirit to make distinctions. Is a sign of modernism, right? So, quote unquote, trust the science would actually be to disagree and try to test the hypothesis to get an understanding. But no, it's trust the science, do as we say. Literally, the leftists are doing fascism while they say it's only Donnie. Right there is all right there. By the way, they were all in on it, as we know. So, no, we don't disagree as a way to improve knowledge. Disagreement is anti-politicization, right? It's anti-American. It's anti-democracy on all sides. So if you disagree with the leftists or the right-wingers, then you're a traitor. You're treasonous. While they're doing treasonous, traitorous activities of statism and collectivism. You see how it makes no sense? Fear of difference. First appeal of a fascist or prematurely fascist movement is an appeal against the intruders. Thus, your fascism is racist by definition. Hello. We know all about that. It's the muzzies. It's the illegals. They want our rights and freedoms. We got to throw them out. We got to put them in prison camps. Something's got to be done. Just like it was the Japanese folks in the internment camps who were taking all your rights and freedoms at some point. Meanwhile, for the last 200 years, it's been your corporation you call government that both sides has brought you deeper into debt to take your rights and freedom and property with policies and codes and call it safety. No. That's Pauly Boy's conspiratard theorism again. It's the muzzies. It's the illegales. It's the brown people. Check. One of the most typical features of historical fascism. Excuse me. Oh, no, that's the next one. Number 6, appeal to social frustration. One of the most typical features of historical fascism was the appeal to a frustrated middle class, a class suffering from an economic crisis or feelings of political humiliation and frightened by the pressure of lower social groups. Absolutely. All you Republitard magatards got to watch out for them poor people and entitlement programs. They want your rights and freedoms too. They want your property. It's totally not the Epstein class you suck the feet of who do the endless wars. Right. You middle classers got such a bad break from all the low lives beneath you who just didn't put in their work and do their fair share. It's not all the autocrats, quote unquote, above you who are living off of you and your 40% tax slavery while they criminalize your rights with code again. No. It's the poor, homeless, leftist. It's the blacks. It's the poor blacks, of course, and their food stamps. Yup. We know the game. We know it's everything but what it really is the game, right? Pimping and hoeing again. Number 7, the obsession with a plot. Thus, at the root of your fascist psychology, there's the obsession with a plot, possibly an international one. Followers must feel besieged. The muzzies are coming to take your rights and freedoms again. It's all the same thing. It's the racism / false patriotism. The tourists. The tourists want your rights and freedoms. They're going to blow something up any minute now, and maybe we might just stage it if they don't. What? Who said that? I didn't say that. Clausen said that. No, Clausen said some folks might say that. Right. It's the druggies and the drug dealers. They're poisoning everyone. Oh, it's the gun users, the gun runners. America's being besieged right now by enemies from all over. Nothing about the Epstein files again. It's a Democratic hoax. Nothing about the statism, collectivism, fascism, Marxism, socialism, Luciferianism. Nothing about it. It's almost like it doesn't exist. If you ask U.S. corporation and its followers. Number 8, the enemy is both strong and weak. By a continuous shifting of rhetorical focus, the enemies are at the same time too strong and too weak. Absolutely. They're taking everything, but they're never going to succeed because they're so weak and stupid, and we're so big and bad and great and amazing. We're winning so hard. We're winning so hard while we're losing, and you got to keep voting for me because we're losing, but we're winning. Absolutely. Pacifism is trafficking with the enemy. Your fascism, there is no struggle for life, but rather life is lived for struggle. Right. We don't struggle or be tested and challenged to find meaning and purpose in this life. Our meaning and purpose in this life is to struggle and be tested and challenged by the fucking slave masters and the state. That's all we exist for, according to them, if you ask them and their followers. If you don't get in on or be affected by the slavery and the statism, you're just not involved enough. Contempt for the weak. By the way, let's make a distinction, because I will show contempt for the weak here. Regulate, not the weak in the sense of those who can't, the weak in the sense of those who know they should and could but won't and make excuses about it. Let's make the distinction here, nuance and context, because I as well have contempt for the willfully weak who want to lie about their weakness and project it as a strength because they want to lie twice because they're cowards and don't want to face themselves in the truth. You're supposed to have contempt for lying, cowardly swine scum like that. They're the reason why everything good and great goes away. And you better hope you're not one of them. I got to watch myself constantly to make sure I'm not one of them. And when I'm not looking, I realize I've become one of them again. Elitism is a typical aspect of any reactionary ideology, right? Elitism, very big difference from accountability and responsibility and a judgment made in discernment. A karmic judgment made in discernment, not one made by a man. Based in cause and effect, folks. Everybody is educated to become a hero. Oh, absolutely. Hello. All the folks who talk about love and socialism and ending the system and changing it are all reflecting it, and they don't even realize it. Everybody's educated to become a hero. In your fascist ideology, heroism is the norm. The cult of heroism is strictly linked with the cult of death, right? Ironically, none of them want to actually face their death to proclaim themselves the leaders and the teachers and the heroes. They never actually want to have to sacrifice while claiming they're above and beyond fear even. Everybody's a leader. Everybody's a hero. Everybody has a voice. Ask them who and what they are, what they really do, what they've created, what they've stood for, what they've sacrificed, how they've gone past their fears and where their courage is. And you're going to get crickets is what you're going to get. Or you're going to get a coping, LARPing justification and a set of excuses. And you're going to get delusion and denial is what you're going to get. Every time, 8 out of 10 times. Machismo and weaponry. Machismo implies both disdain for women. Absolutely. We love sacred feminine care here. We love women here. We know that creation doesn't exist for human beings or just beings in general without the sacred feminine, the purest and truest form of femininity. We love that. We don't have to feel anything about that. We almost submit to that. So I submit to that. Beyond love, beyond I love you is I am you. I submit to the feminine in me that is cosmic, that is necessary to care in order to do what's right in masculine action. Feminine and masculine complement each other and don't exist without each other and are integrally linked. Not if you ask the MGTOWers and the MAGA slaves who absolutely hate the sacred feminine idea of care. They literally make a whole life out of cremating their care. They don't care at all. They just want to own the libs by harming themselves and each other, right? And they constantly shit on women and mock and humiliate this sacred element of care and the sacred feminine, right? From top to bottom. Of course they do. Intolerance and condemnation for non-standard sexual habits, from chastity to homosexuality. Well, of course they're preoccupied with these things because subconsciously they know they represent those things more than anyone. What would you call somebody who does this exactly? You could say somebody's gay, like they make love or do sexuality or have sexual attractions to same sex. What exactly would you call this?
Oh, Trump, you are my daddy. Yeah, I do anything to make you happy. What is that? Oh, Donald T, can't you see? Can't you see? You belong with me in this ecstasy. Yeah.
Right. Donald Trump, you are my daddy. I'll do anything to make you happy. Oh, Donald Trump, can't you see? You belong with me in endless ecstasy. That's beyond homosexual proclivity. That is an outright Stockholm syndrome cucked out cult of beyond homoeroticism. Okay, so it makes sense why these people would be so preoccupied with homosexuality. Archetypally, they're above and beyond it. You don't meet bisexual or gay people at all, ever, any day of the week who do anything like that. Okay? So let's start getting honest with ourselves and each other. Selective populism. There is in our future, quote, a TV or internet populism. In which the emotional response of a selected group of citizens can be presented and accepted as the voice of the people. Absolutely. Man, this list is really good. It's almost like it's true and real. What's the example there? Very simple. Paulie Boy is censored and shadow banned like so many others who talk rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith, and live it and encourage others to live it. Who is pushed in the algorithm? Who is loved by all of the fascista and the corporatista and the legalista? Charlie Jerk, Candace Owens, the Graper, what's his name again? Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, even, who used to be a conspiracy theorist till he went full magatard status. He integrated the beast system matrix and pushed for it. Right, selective populism. The heroes that the Masons and the Luciferians give you to keep you in deception, statism, and mind and heart control we call governance, and take you away from rights, freedom, principles, and spiritual faith. Absolutely. Oh, and these people are just regular down home every day meat and potatoes, grandma's apple pie Americans. No, they're ex-CIA, sons and daughters of CIA, came up with $5 million in the bank, never really lived some real shit, have nothing to do with rights and freedom and the law of this land. Punk ass corporatist white collar cowards on Americans. But it's selective populism. Your fascism speaks newspeak. All the Nazi and fascist school books made use of impoverished vocabulary and an elementary syntax in order to limit the instruments for complex critical reasoning. Absolutely. And we just hit all 14, by the way. If you try to talk about nuance and context, rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith, the foundations of legal and lawful, philosophy, logic, morals, ethics, or any of that, they say, shut up, you must be a libtard. Shut up, you must be a magatard on all sides. What are you, some kind of anti-vaxxer? What are you, some kind of conspiratard? There it is again. 14 signs of fascism. We hit all 14 and we probably have more. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. The link is down there. Number 602-730-0122. Here on 101.3 WSLV. Your home for all things slavery and genocide related. Very loving here too as well. Perfect example of selective populism. Let's go to it. I don't know if we covered it yet, but we should cover it. Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene are suddenly talking about a third party. Not long ago, the idea of Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene, one second here, people. Marjorie and Taylor discussing a third party would have seemed unthinkable. Both were among the most influential voices in the MAGA movement, right? Which means you can't trust them. What is it about you morons who you can't figure out that when someone's been wrong this whole time, while I and others have been right this whole time, and I tell you, don't trust me, trust the truth, facts, life, way, God, and your discernment if it's trustworthy. If it's not, stop trusting your own discernment and stop trusting these people's supposed discernment. They're lying to you and might even be lying to themselves. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, those CIA, FBI planted dupes and rubes. They're not rubes. They're planted dupes for you all to be duped out. They know better. There's no way they could go to these institutions and study logic, morals, ethics, and philosophy and be this stupid. Could it be? I guess anything's possible. Never attribute to malice what could be rightly attributed to absolute retardation. Right. Need to remind myself. Both of these clowns and puppets were the most influential voices in the MAGA movement. Now, after publicly breaking with the Republican Party, they're doing just that. Carlson says he wants to help build a new political party, while Greene says she's having serious conversations about launching one of her own. Wow, more breakaway heroism like our 14 signs of fascism. The statism and fascism, collectivism, Marxism isn't doing well over here, so we're going to create a third option for you. With your idol-worshipped heroes who haven't stood for rights and freedom and principles, nor are they spiritually faithful yet. The Babylonians are going to get us out of what we all got ourselves into again with the Babylonians and their way of thinking and living. How fascinating. Let's continue. The chances of either effort resulting in a viable third party are slim. Oh, the media arms who were supposed to support you, even in your fake-ass heroism, won't support you because you're not going to get a third party, slave. Even if you got a third party, it would all go the same way. Slave, because you can't figure out the slavery begins and ends in the mind and heart. Okay? So rather, they reflect growing unease among some of Trump's most influential allies about the direction of the conservative movement. Calls for a third party are hardly new, but when two of a movement's most recognizable voices begin to question the party they once championed, it's worth asking why. It's worth asking why, because we, our analysts and our experts, can't figure out why this is happening again. You think maybe this is the same thing that was happening back when I was on the ground on Denver doing actual activism and working with others to do rights and freedom and not just do information? Do you think that maybe every 4 or 8 years or 16 years, the public starts to maybe rouse themselves somewhat and maybe ask questions about maybe the gorilla in the trailer might have been onto something. Maybe the guy in the loincloth and sandals 2,000 years ago might have been onto something. Maybe the politicization of America and rights and freedoms is not the answer. Maybe the politicians don't fucking care about us and rights and freedoms, and we got to stop going to the same places we lose our power and value. And they're going to do it again. They're going to pimp and hoe you and psyop you again. Every problem contains its own solution. Every question contains its own answer. Stop paying, stop cooperating, stop complying, civilly disobey, stand on faith, become godly and righteous again, reflect what your prophet came to bring and show. There is no other answer. Truth, life, and way. Know it like you know your name, better yet be it. If you don't, this is all going the same way and getting worse. Okay. What else do we have here? Oh, I didn't finish. What are they proposing? Yeah, you know what? Let's get into it. I may have to get some ice here momentarily. Carlson and Green aren't the first prominent conservatives. No, did we do that already? The conversation gained renewed attention last year after Elon Musk announced plans to launch America Party following his public feud with Trump. Now we're supposed to trust the guy who said that he was flying around space in a fucking convertible. Musk argued Republicans and Democrats alike had abandoned fiscal responsibility. Right. And that's the whole quote. Nothing about actual rights and freedoms, just about money. Big surprise. The guys who have all the money want more money, and they're really concerned about where your money is going. Money, not money is going, and that's their biggest fucking problem and concern. Not the fact that you've lost your first 10 natural, constitutionally protected rights. Yep. Of course. Blah, blah, blah. Interview. Carlson said he's committed to helping build a third party, accusing Democrats, Republicans as operating as one party state posing as a democracy. No kidding. Paul Enslaved comments asking, well, he doesn't comment. He asked, why do these people still believe and support the idea that we need people in suits to run our lives with code anyway? Who came up with that bright idea? Why does that continue forever? Why is that the only option? Why can't we do away with all the legalists and the corporatists? Why can't we just resurrect peacekeepers? You cause loss, injury, and harm, or you owe a debt, we address it. If you don't, you live free, pursuit of happiness and property. Can never get an answer on that. I guess the Epstein class of human traffickers is just so good at accounting and what they do, and they're so trustworthy. Who else is going to do this? We can't do it. Hashtag protect the pedophile class. We need them. They're the only ones who can run things. I had to start a movement, make pedophilia great again, because you guys are literally saying we need elitists, we need corporatists, we need legalists, we need human traffickers to protect us and keep us safe and do the books. The bank books, the checkbook. We need them to keep the checkbook. Hashtag protect your local elitist, autocrat, human trafficker. Without them, who's going to run everything? That's how disempowered folks are at this point. They can't imagine a world where you just do the same stuff we're already doing, except people just do it for the right reasons and everyone still gets paid. And we don't need 2 and 3 and 5 and 10 middlemen to extort us and siphon funds, right? Misappropriate funds to supposedly get things done. Exactly why everything is the way that it is. Precisely for what the slaves show and tell. If you think there isn't a reality where you could live without corporatists running your life with policies and codes and procedures, then I guess there's no reality where you don't have corporatists running your life with policies, codes, and procedures. Do you see how that works? I don't need them. It doesn't matter to me. I don't get benefits and privileges from them. All they do is interfere with my rights and property while they promise me things. Don't need them to keep me safe. Don't need them to do banking. Don't need them for anything. Why exactly do the rest of you? Oh, right, because you want to live beyond your means. You want to get mortgages and loans. You want to be able to go through your life and never have to care for yourself completely and be responsible and accountable. So you want a pimp daddy to keep you safe. Right. Imagine that. Imagine that's how we all got here. Weak men create hard times create strong men create good times create weak men. Where do you think we're at right now? You know we're in the time of weak men because these males can't imagine a culture and a society where they don't appeal to false authority and corporatists to run their life, excuse me, with statute, policy, and code. My 15th booster is kicking in. The blood. I almost coughed up a blood clot. My lungs. You know we're in the time in the simulation where we're in weak men create hard times, because I'll say it again, the likes of Tucker Carlson and the other corporatist males who sit around in their suits can't imagine a day-to-day life where their life isn't run by corporations and people in suits and thousands of policies and codes and legal procedure. You're beyond pathetic and embarrassing. This is why when slaves like you show up to Sentinel Island, they shoot fucking rockets. They don't have rockets. I imagine that. I took it to the next level. I maximize sometimes. They cut down whole trees and sharpen them into arrows, and they shoot whole arrow trees at you. They get 500 Sentinelese Africans together, whatever they are. There's some kind of black people. M. Davis, don't get upset with me about this. Some kind of African non-American. Some kind of black indigenous person, some kind of Moorish American. I don't know. I don't need to know. I don't need titles and status and standing. I love these black people. They're very powerful black people. And they do what's true and what's right. I would go over there and hang with them. They won't have me, and I respect them for it. Like Groucho Marx once said, I wouldn't want to be a part of any group that would have me as a member. So, right. When you corporatists and legalists and you cowards try to go over there on boats to spread your Christianity, colonization, statism garbage, they shoot whole trees at you to stop you from spreading your disease on their land, because they don't want it. They know where it's going to go, just like I do. This is archetypal, it's intuitional, it's instinctual. If you let the corporatist fake-ass Christians in with suits, they will colonize you with their corporations and their corporatism. And you'll turn around one day and you'll have all the benefits and privileges and comforts, and you'll have no more rights, freedom, and property. You'll also have no more nature either, because the corporation has to destroy and dominate nature, the sacred feminine, in order to substantiate its own beingness and existence, right? It's another Luciferian archetype. Another anti-Christ, anti-life, anti-woman, anti-sacred feminine energy beingness. What a surprise. They go on to bullshit, and you all love it. Not the Enslavians, the slaves who pay the slave tax and comply and cooperate and say, what are we going to do, Polly Boy? What's our next form of governance? Anything but self-governance. Why now? They go on to try to spin this garbage and project and deflect. But do Americans actually want a third party? Carlson and Green are tapping into a new sentiment. 58% of Americans view the Republican Party unfavorably. 59% say the same about the Democratic Party. Exactly. So exactly the same amount of people on both sides say that both sides suck, but both sides keep blaming the other side for why it gets bad and supporting, quote unquote, their side, while all of them support statism, fascism, Marxism, communism, socialism, collectivism, Luciferianism / slavery and genocide. How many fucking times do we have to repeat it? More than 60% of retarded Americans believe the country needs a third major political party because they just can't handle waking up free and brave and governing themselves and not appealing to false authorities. When you need a hero, they'll give you one. Albert Pike, head of World Freemasonry, who also wrote Morals and Dogma and the famous Mazzini letter detailing the 3 world wars that are going to lead to New World Order, and they're all happening as described. You're living through the third one right now. Tell me all about the third party. There's your third party, dummies. Where's my Ian? Where's my Ian creature?
Oh, dummy. Oh, dummy.
60% of slaved out mind and heart control Americans think we need a third party, and they don't know a third party's been running this whole thing this whole fucking time. It's called the Luciferian Jesuit Masonic Party. Hello. It's called the legalistic corporatistic banking class, way back to Jesus. Woe unto you lawyers and bankers. Hello. There's your third party again. Easier to fool a slave than it is to convince him they've been fooled. Let's go to some courting, because this is another perfect example of all these dynamics. Easier to fool a slave than it is to convince him they've been fooled. We're going to try to do it on 1.15 so this swine doesn't strike my channel, because he's monetized while we're not here. We got demonetized after we stopped monetizing. Technically, we just stopped, and then they demonetized me. They wanted to do it the whole time anyway, striking and playing games. This guy's monetized, and he's monetized. Why? Because he's a statist, corporatist, fascist, legalistic pig. It oozes from his core. And he wants to get up here and lie on people without any consequence, because they want LLCs, limited liability, corporatist societies, cultures, and content nontent. So he's covering Joshua, who got 4 out of 5 dismissals at court, I believe, or 5 out of 6. But they'll never report on that while they spin it and say it's something different than what it is. Sovereign citizens never win, they always lose, according to these people, right? And what the reality is you folks never tell the truth or observe it. You're constantly telling lies or living a lie. Okay? So let's go to that.
Hello. This is Attorney Mike. I'm coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I just got a quick stream here. I did one this morning.
What's up, everybody? It's DJ Douchebag, attorney coming at you live from Chicago.
There were a couple things. Everyone told me about 3B. I've got that, and I have to give a big shout out to
Don't care. No one cares about you. You're not a personality. You're not interesting. You're not entertaining. You're not intelligent. The only reason you guys become known is because you talk about us and what we do. We're interesting, we're entertaining, we're intelligent, we're co-creative, and we get results, and we didn't have to go to school for 4 to 6 years and suck dick and lie to ourselves and each other. Ha ha ha.
And messed up what could have been a reasonable motion to defense if left in proper hands. Also, that I might.
Oh, and that's Judge Shackelford, by the way. And of course, the other one who Joshua used to meet up with at court was Slavin, S-L-V-E-N. And then there's Shackelford, S-H-A-C-K-L-E-F-O-R-D. Shackelford and Slavin, all at the same court.
Please take your hat off. Hats off. Thank you.
Slave up.
Judge, I need to wear my power fez.
So right off the bat, and this guy's mocking it because he doesn't get it or doesn't want to get it. We get it. So we have to comment on every piece. That's jurisdiction now. Jurisdiction means to speak the law. It's essentially who's going to control who. Pimping and hoeing. So when you walk in and you wear your hat for your culture and society and your religious exemption, and they try to tell you to take it off, they want to turn you into one of them. And he can mock it all he wants. His power fez, it absolutely is a power fez. If you come in with a hat that denotes a society that is outside a legal society, it's harder for them to apply their duties and obligations to you. Mock it all you like. We know foundational law, process, and procedure, and we can explain it too and correlate. That's why Native Americans come to court and wear feathers and hats and all the rest of it. And that's why there's articles talking about a legal relationship with the Native Americans, but they don't have jurisdiction over them. The way they got jurisdiction back over them is through reservaciones. I'm talking Espanol more and more because we may have to run to Mexico at some point. Not run to Mexico, but Mexico may be the option now. A completely failed state by all metrics technically, but still presumably has more rights and freedoms than a lot of places here. Could be argued. So yeah, the reservaciones, we have again all the articles and the titles and status and standing and the etymologies and the case record and all the rest of it if you'd like to go over it. That's what jurisdiction means, to speak the law. Jurisdiction. So she just got jurisdiction over you some way, somehow. You still might be able to turn it around because it's almost like a tug of war. But that's part of what it is, as far as I'm concerned. And again, a lot of this might seem like lore. You know, maybe it is, but I think there's something to it.
I'm sorry.
About no recording license. It's not a live stream. Okay. No recording license.
All right. All right, Mr. Lanto, can you come on up?
So now they're trying to tell him that at open court, where you retain all of your rights, in theory, you don't have a right to film in or at public when these courts are technically public hearings open to the public, if they're legitimate, lawful courts. Somehow they just now made up their own rules and want to overwrite the law of the land, that publicly accessible courts can't have recording devices while they record. Not sure how that works. And the dumbass who's mocking down there wearing a hat now, he put a hat on to try to be cute and funny, doesn't know either, doesn't want to know, doesn't matter. As long as you suck boot and cuck up, you're going to be safe.
Hello.
You hope,
This
right?
is the
You
city
hope.
of Taylor versus Joshua Lanto. You're at this table, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Greco, can I get your appearance?
Yes, Your Honor. David Greco here on behalf of the city of Taylor.
Mr. Lanto, can you tell me your name?
My name is Joshua Lanto.
Okay, thank you.
But you can just call me Big Dummy.
All right, so today is the time and date we had set for a trial. Mr. Greco?
Wait, it's okay for the attorney who's supposed to have a code of ethic of honor and faith to ad hominem Joshua because he's attempting to challenge jurisdiction, uphold the law of the land, exercise his rights, and engage in lawful courting? Sir, I am surprised at you. Big Dummy. Wow, I had higher hopes for the Bar Association and their legalistic corporatistic attorneys and their courteous ethic.
Yes, Your Honor. As you are aware, this case was apparently transferred to you within the last month or so, I believe. I've been the prosecutor handling this case. I was aware of the transfer, but was not aware of the jury trial date scheduled for today. It had gotten assigned to the other prosecutor, Mr. Zick. I was not aware of this until late last week, was not able to get everything together to contact my witnesses and let the court staff know earlier in the week that
Well, then I motion that we
I would not be.
Hey, if you get a chance to respond, sir, wait for your turn.
So I'm requesting an adjournment, as I honestly did not know in time. I knew of the transfer, but
Okay, this is routine stuff that happens every day. Right here, the prosecutor is doing this. However, we've got not major charges. It's been going on forever. He's saying there was a glitch and I didn't get to the last thing till the last moment. I'm not ready for trial. I believe him. However, in competent hands, you could say that's fine, Judge, but we're talking about traffic citations here, and we've had 17 continuances. I'm moving to dismiss, and you might get rid of this case. But does Dummy do that? No.
Oh, guess who's the dummy here? You want everybody to try to do legalistic courting when there's no victim and no crime and you have no valid verified claimant, and you want to claim the state of is a claimant when it's a what not a who, and you want to let the people, John Jones masquerading as a what not a who, again come in to speak with no firsthand knowledge, which is not lawful court procedure. It's hearsay. It's not admissible at court. It's not a valid verified claim. Two whats doesn't equal a who. Who's the fucking dummy, fraudulent, dishonorable, bad faith, legalist, corporatist, overthrower of the law of the land and lawful courts for legal, corporate, administrative process and procedure? Exactly. Keep doing it. Keep mocking. Keep laughing. If you live long enough to see it, at some point, you're going to go to the gallows, boy. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be vengeful and retributive. I think God's going to torture you folks from the inside out enough. You don't need any physicality done by me. But when the lawful courts of this land are reconciled, right? When they've been reformed based on the U.S. Code and the supreme law of this land, you better hope that archetypal and ancient idea that is encoded still at U.S. Code. Oh, you guys didn't go read that, did you? Oh, it's never going to apply to you, right? That's why you didn't go read it. All the shit you're doing is right there. And it's 20 years minimum, death by hanging, as well for the rest of the charges. Okay. So laugh and giggle, mock all you want. You better hope there never comes a day where we get back to at some point what happened hundreds of years ago. And usually history repeats if it doesn't rhyme. So a lot of you folks are in trouble. Again, not by my hand. I will not be part of it. By the hand of folks who are going to try to get back to what they believe is justice, try to uphold the law they believe is codes. And in those codes, it says, kill a bitch-ass lying motherfucker like you because you're the reason why everything good and great goes out the window. Okay? We'll see if you laugh and giggle at it then when you have to face the consequence for all the shit you've been doing to make all this blood money you've been making through your fraud, through your grift. $970.
Polly, it's Eric.
Right. So the tyrant guy?
Can you hear me, Polly?
Is it the tyrant guy?
No.
What's your name in chat, sir?
My name in chat is Autistic Expression Gen X. I'll call back. This line is all fucked up. I apologize.
No,
I just want to call and say
you're
you
good,
fucking
you're
rock.
good.
What? Oh, okay.
Right. So that was it. You didn't have questions, comments, concerns. You were just going to call.
Not necessarily. I mean, maybe, but just mostly just keep talking.
Well,
Yeah,
sir, do you see the
keep
irony
talking.
in you calling me to interrupt me to tell me to keep talking?
No, I don't, because no one else is saying it in the chat. That's all I'm saying, Polly.
Right.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'll let him go. I wonder why I act the way that I do with people, right? I swear everything is a game. I swear everything is a power game with people while they say it's me. This is regular stuff that goes on in my life, too. They call me and I go, well, what do you got? I'm ready for it. Like questions, comments, concerns. Now I'm off whatever I'm saying on to him. I just called in to tell you to keep talking and saying what you're saying. You literally just interrupted me to focus on you, and you just got the opposite of what you said you wanted. What do I make of that? What is that? They wonder why I overthink too with people, because then I go, are you really saying that, or are you saying something else? I have to like read between the lines here. They go, I just called you to tell you to keep talking and not get off what you're saying. And I go, you just did. I just did. We just did. Some kind of like weird, like I think that guy might have just threatened my life indirectly. That's where I go with it. See where I go with it? It's the Fauci Gates trauma. I haven't worked it out yet. I go, I'm pretty sure that guy just called up to threaten my life with a Sicilian message. He kept telling me to keep talking while he was interrupting me. I think he's going to kill me. He's gonna send a vaccine hit team out on me. Leave a manifesto, throw a manifesto on top of me, like the guy at the Bellagio, whatever it was, with the windows. They broke the windows out on both sides of the building, and you saw machine guns on all sides. And then one guy took the rap for all of it, and he was dead. It's gonna be me. You're gonna throw the manifesto on me. All right, can we get back? I don't know what just happened. That was me. I did that. I'm sorry. Right. Sovereign citizen mockery joke, loser, failure, doesn't understand court while they lie about court.
No, he does not.
Did not know of the date schedule until I was contacted by the other prosecutor last week. And then, as you know, I contacted the court staff, letting you know that I would be the one holding on to the case and that there was no way for me to appear today or the witnesses.
All right, thank you, Mr. Greco. Mr. Lanto?
I've been here about 10 times now. I asked at the very first proceeding if I had the right to a fair and meaningful hearing. Do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing?
I am not going to play games with you, sir. Do you need to make a motion? Is there something you want to tell me?
I have a simple question for clarification. Very simple.
I'm not answering your questions. I am here to conduct a jury trial today. The prosecutor has requested an adjournment, and I am asking you what your response to his request is.
Okay, well, it seems like you're getting really angry.
Oh, I'm not. I'm being stern with you because I'm asking you, sir, if you cannot answer my question, do you have a response to that?
Do I have a response to what he just said? I just want to know if I have in order to respond to that, what I need to know is, do I have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing? And that's it.
Well, do you want an attorney that can advise you of your constitutional rights?
I want to know from you because you are presiding over this.
Sir.
Well, yeah, what's the problem with that, guys? This goes on all day, every day, according to the legal beagle there, the attorney. All day, every day, people walk up and say, I'm the city, and don't swear in, never give you their name, never be accountable for what they do and don't do, say and don't say. Yeah, you know, he's got it right. Salted's got it right. The guy at the bottom of the screen there is the city of Michigan. Something, Michigan, whatever it is. This is where we're at now. And I'm the crazy person for saying that's the city of Michigan. And they go, yeah, this goes on all day, every day. What are you, some kind of sovtard? What are you, like conspiratorial? Are you theorizing?
Sir.
Pretty sure you're doing fraud.
There is no trial, sir.
You know we're on YouTube, right?
Oh, I do.
Right.
There's no trial. This isn't a law court. We're
Sir.
all just LARPing and doing some kind of corporate tribunal here. That's why you just don't want to answer direct questions and you want to like deflect. We're not here to play games. You're not here to get on record with how unlawful you are and how grifty you are. That's the bottom line.
You are in my courtroom because there is an allegation against you that you threatened the other judge in this building.
Then why am I not charged?
That's not, sir, I'm not a charging official. I'm a judge.
That's actually a good question. That's the only good question you ask. However, it's not helpful to your cause, dummy.
Do you want to be held into contempt of court today? Mr.
He just revealed himself. I love when these guys talk. As soon as they open their mouth, they reveal themselves. So him asking a good question about the truth she can't answer doesn't help his cause. Why? Because in your world, you got to suck dick to be accepted. You got to hoe out. You got to pimp and hoe to be validated, right? You ain't validated in truth, life, and way. You're validated by sucking dick because you're a bitch. See the difference? A man is validated in truth, life, and way. A hoe-ass bitch is validated by sucking that man's dick, if he lets it be. Do you see the difference? And you all mock it and laugh at like that's your position in life as males. A bunch of bitch-ass hoes. Doesn't serve you. Absolutely, it serves his position and his purpose in life. It absolutely does. You just can't even see it. You're so bankrupt.
Echo, your motion is.
It doesn't serve his cause. You think our cause is to get out of this trouble. You still don't get it. Our cause is to get on record with this and go past it, face our fears and practice faith. We're not trying to get out. We're practicing going deeper in to do the right thing, to surrender in faith. You wouldn't know anything about sacrifice, commitment, and courage like that, you fucking coward. So I get why you're confused.
Granted, the trial will be adjourned. This trial was put on a fast track when it was transferred to me so that we could address this and so that Mr. Lanto could have his date in court forthwith. I understand that I do not have the same prosecutor as Judge Slavin. And obviously on a case like this, with a history like this, Mr. Greco wants to stay on the case, and that's appropriate. He was not given notice because the notice went to Mr. Zick, my courtroom prosecutor, sir.
So
that is why.
That? That's all I'm asking.
Sir, it was a clerical error.
A clerical error.
Okay, your motion's granted, Mr. Greco. We will get you a new trial date, sir, and I'm going to let them know downstairs that that.
Beautiful. Victoria for the win here. He didn't respond. He had a good response, but he failed to state it. So having no rational response, I'm going to grant the prosecutor's motion. Next.
Trial date continues. Will need to be fast tracked so that we can get you on the docket as soon as possible.
I want to get this resolved today.
Okay.
I want to get this resolved, and I have a few questions about the charging document that I was given. Can I ask about that without being part of the consent?
Sir, you can speak with an attorney. You have a right to.
I don't want to speak
if you
to
want
an
to
attorney.
address these matters on your trial date, I am more than happy to address your concerns. But this is not going to be a circus. This is not going to be the Joshua Lanto show. This is going to be a jury trial that is conducted with proper courtroom decorum and behavior. And that is how we will be moving forward. If you are respectful to me, we will get through this very quickly and efficiently. But I will not tolerate outlandish behavior in the courtroom. I will not.
Well,
and I don't know anything about you, Mr. Lanto.
Right,
nothing.
Right. You don't know anything
I
about
don't.
me.
I have every indication. I have every inclination.
That's not true. The judge has been informed that he's a big dummy. I mean, let's be honest. You know, she knows what she's dealing with.
Let's be honest. You're admitting that you all regularly lie on and off the bench and say one thing when it's something else, and then pass biased information privately to try to stonewall people or railroad them while you laugh about it. Yeah, we know, scumbag, lowlife, dishonorable, bad faith, legalist, corporatist. We all know how you all are. It's why we don't like you, respect you, listen to you, hire you, pay you, do what you say. We won't comply anymore, and we're going to whoop you at your own game, non-game, because the best game is no game. We got the truth, rights, freedom, life, and way on our side. All you got is a bunch of words, terms that you twist, double speak, a bunch of fake ass power games with energy and all the rest of it. Okay? So thank you. I love when they talk and try to become famous on YouTube to get a few more shekels because they're selfish and greedy, and they reveal exactly who and what they all are and what they do all day, every day. By the way, she's moronic as well, because in the same breath, she said, I know nothing about you, but then presumed and assumed that he was going to make a mockery of the court. So which is it, dummy? You guys aren't that bright. You guys think you're so smart, and that's your undoing. You're not as smart as you think you are. You regularly outsmart yourselves. That's why Slavin got thrown off the bench fucking with Joshua and this movement over here. Yous all forget Joshua was sitting with me for a year and a half talking about all this shit on Zoom before I ever had a YouTube in private. 4 out of 5 dismissals. They're still saying nobody ever wins. The judges who interact with these people wind up having to recuse themselves and getting fired and thrown off the bench. Please get a fucking clue.
Because she came out strong on this, which is beautiful.
And I have no reason to believe that I cannot be fair and impartial in this case. I have no reason to believe that. And we will conduct that trial, but we will have proper courtroom decorum throughout these proceedings. You have a constitutional right to an attorney, and it's my understanding at previous hearings that you have waived your right to counsel, that you want to represent yourself, and that is within your rights, sir. But you will do it. If you're going to represent yourself, the same rules will apply to you that would apply to any other attorney that appeared in front of me.
You are the chief judge, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it appears to me like you're getting very angry, and let the record show the only one that's been given threats here is me.
I don't care about your perception of the feels in the room. It's not relevant. Okay? Run along.
You've threatened me with contempt already.
Okay.
Right? And you expect me to expect you to be fair and impartial?
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to be able to.
Is there anything else? Okay.
That I've done anything wrong. You have a sign outside your door that says, due to COVID, you're willing to put 6 jurors in a box with COVID. You have a sign out there that says COVID is dangerous. You're going to put everybody in danger because you don't like free speech here in Taylor.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're all set. This hearing's concluded. Sir, you'll get notice of that trial date in the mail. I will let them know downstairs to expedite this, and I'm optimistic that we can get you a trial date in February.
Could you please answer my question, because I think it's a very basic logic.
All right, we're all set. Thank you. We're all set, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
What's your position here?
I just put Frankie in there to have a little space between the stupid here, but
okay, so he continues on with his shitty, horrible commentary. By the way, that's an attorney. He talked nothing about law, nothing about maxims, nothing about process and procedure. He thinks he's smart. He's absolutely horrible. I'd bet anything at his job. This is what I mean. He not only doesn't know law, logic, morals, ethics, philosophy, psychology, sociology, anything, right? I'd bet anything that he's terrible at his job as a legalist corporatist. That's why he's online begging for shekels and doing shitty commentary on sovereign citizen videos. He's the last to know, though. Junior's always the last to know that he's an incompetent, incapable, cowardly loser, failure who embarrassed himself and doesn't know it because he's surrounded by enablers who, as soon as you tell someone, I have a certification, I'm from an institution, they all just fall over and drop to their knees. And they all know it. These people all know it. That's what gets them off. Oh, I'm going to double and triple Paul and Slave's live viewership because I'm a certified, graduated, indoctrinated slave, and everyone's going to fall at my feet. And I'm going to talk nothing about legal, lawful rights and freedom, process, procedure. I'm just going to say everyone's a dummy and an idiot. Wow, great stuff, Junior. Junior's on the coffee table again, doing his best dance. He runs the house. We're in delusion and denial again. We're in inversion land again. We're in a world where all the statists, legalists, corporatists stack every deck that they can so they can proclaim themselves winner, even though 75% of us never opted to play because it's all retarded nonsense. We don't get off on the power game. We think it's a big waste of time. That's the difference between us, in case you were wondering. We like actual power and value. We're not into the power games. We don't get off on it. That's you. You reject true power and value because it's not you, and you get off on the power games because it's a false equalization between false power and true power through your system and your word speak. That's why you get off on it in duping delight, and that's why you love it. Gives you a false equalization leverage of true power and value with false power and value. Another way of saying you're criminally minded and hearted, by the way, in case you're wondering. Very ironic. The legalists and corporatists who all are in the positions of attorneys and justice-oriented all show that they're criminally minded and hearted, right? In various ways. If you can do the reverse engineering and see the sub-psychology. Only care about money. Don't care about what's right. Have no orientation toward justice. Try to attack and harm other people. Take their rights and property. Call it their way of living in their society. You guys are absolute wannabe thugs and gangsters in suits, and you're absolute punk ass cowards because you couldn't do anything that you do outside of that uniform and that system like the rest of us. I'm not going to say us because I don't identify with that culture, but this is where you all got it from, and you can't run that life in that way because you'd have to get out on the street with a fucking gun and get a gun put in your face all day, every day, and learn how to live that and deal with that. I'm not promoting that and supporting that. I'm just saying that's the reality of it. You just can't do mafiosi fascism like that. So you got to do it like this. I don't respect it on either side. I at least respect more. If I'm going to do lesser of evils, I respect more mafiosi fascism that puts the gun in people's face and risks the hit every day and goes and does the prison time when necessary and cooks sauce with the onions and the garlic when it's time to go to jail, right? Not you punk ass dweeby cowards who would have got your ass whooped in any scenario, in any venue. I don't even care if it's metaphorically, not even just physically with two hands. You get your ass whooped in every venue where you don't get to stack the deck and live in delusion and denial and get a bunch of enablers to confirm your skewed value system and stage that you perform on, right? The unleveled stage that you all perform on. It's Junior on the coffee table again. False power and value, false elevation, false equalization, delusion, denial, disempowerment, masquerading as empowerment. All comes back to cowardice and weakness every time. Too much for them to have to actually learn legal process, learn the law, embody the spirit of the law, become real men and women again, become good and great again. Too much fucking work, too much effort. You're too fucking lazy and weak. But you want all the symbols of power and value. You want people to believe that's you, right? Most of them do. The rest of us who can see and know and talk, long as you know that we know that you know that we know what it all really is, I'm good with that. That's why they all come back here year over year, by the way, all these legal beagle attorney folks. Because in their mind and their heart, they know they met their match with me. I've outcompeted them. I know more than them. I've applied it. I've gotten results. They won't cop to it and they try to deny it because of what it all means and reflects. I am a constant. What we do here, what I and others do here is a constant reflection of who and what these people are and aren't. And it fucking burns them up inside, as it should. A weak, cowardly, disempowered, valueless motherfucker is always supposed to watch, wait, and hate on a motherfucker who's really getting to something. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll always be. Know your fucking place. Inherent hierarchical power and value systems. Cosmic. You can't stack this deck. You can't overwrite that. See how beautiful it is? See how beautiful the difference between God and creation and the cosmic versus your cooperative commercial endeavors that are anti-Christed and anti-truth and anti-life? See the difference? True power versus false power. False power is actually disempowering to everybody involved, including the wielder, right? We're back to Frodo on the journey with the Ring of Power again, and Schmeagol creature watching, waiting, hating, and following alongside. Schmeagol creature, of course, had to come on the journey because he's the low-life legalist corporatist who sold his soul for power, and he's been on the journey many times before. His insatiable quest to quench his lust for power and control. He's been on the journey many times before in the world and of it. Frodo holds the Ring of Power, but he doesn't lust after it. He doesn't misuse it and abuse it. That's the difference again. We're back to the difference between a servant's heart versus a criminally minded being and a criminally hearted person. Lust after power constantly, only to misuse it and abuse it once they get it. And lie about it, deny it, not be accountable, not be responsible. Every time. We have more Mr. Landtown. We have another one, sovereign citizen. Hold on, let's take a break here. Let's break up the monotony because we have a new person / old person. This is someone who I don't know how, okay, I'm not going to preface it. I came across this person like over 15 or 20 years ago. I don't know how. It doesn't really matter. Their name is Smoking Essie. And when I came across them years ago, I guess that's how we're learning on the fly here. We're remembering. We're not learning, we're remembering. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I used to use tobacco products, smoke a pipe, cigars, whatever else. So I guess this guy was in my feed over 20 years ago. He resurfaced. I don't know how that works. Recently. And I go, hey, that's that kid who used to be around like 15, 20 years ago. And he's kind of still doing the same thing. But yeah, he's got segments now. I'm introducing you to a new segment potentially, depending how it goes. Weirdest single comments, part 1742 with Evan, Smoking Essie 7887. Go give him a shout out. Hang with the kid. He's not a kid. I think he's like 42, but whatever. You know, he's got a vibe. I'll promote and support this before the majority of your fake ass wannabe leaders and heroes and gurus who don't do shit and aren't about shit and lie to themselves and each other constantly. Yeah. This we're going to promote nowadays. So yeah, let's go to Evan.
Hey, YouTubers. So I slept well last night, had a good night sleeping overall. Pretty damn good, pretty damn nice. Yeah, damn good night sleeping. Last couple weeks has been wonderful sleeping overall. Pretty damn cool, pretty damn nice. Yeah, saying damn a lot. Yeah, damn, what the hell. Sleep is so vitally important, so damn cool, pretty damn nice. Yeah, saying damn a lot. Yeah, damn, what the hell. Okay, enough of that crap. So weird comments video right now. Sorry, I had to crack my knuckles. Weird comments video right now. So weird comments part 1742. This comment said, nice big ass comment, a big ass cigar. Being silly ass like a big ass cigar. Park 1742 said the following: hello, chubby. You know, dude, screw to hell. Don't be a dick about it. Be friendly ass like a big ass cigar. So he said.
By the way, folks may think I'm like making fun of Evan or something. I'm not. I'm pointing out how Evan and I have a very similar YouTube career and experience, where we just kind of go on and do our thing, and then people show up and go, hey, chubby, start insulting us and projecting onto us, right? So, Evan, I feel for you. I get it. They're constantly doing this to me, too. This needs to stop, okay? Let's put an end to the hate. Let's stop the hate 2027. All right, it's our year.
Hello, chubby. And yes, I'm fully aware. I am overweight. I am obese. My BMI, my body mass index, falls within the obese category. So technically that's right. He's calling me chubby, and technically I am chubby. So you might say WTF, like why are you upset? Like, why are you upset? The reason I'm upset is because he's rubbing it in my face. He's not saying, listen, Smoking SE, or listen, Evan, I'm concerned about your weight. I'm legitimately concerned about your weight, your long-term health risks, heart disease or diabetes or whatever the hell, He's saying, hello, chubby. He's using it as an insult. So he's not saying I'm concerned about your weight from a health point of view or health standard. He's using it as a put down in a way to demean me. So he's like calling me fat, for example, calling me a fat ass, whatever. So he's saying, hello, chubby, as like a put down, like to demean me or make me feel less important. So it's like, screw you to hell. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. It's like, be friendly ass like a big ass cigar. And yeah, I'm not Prince Charming with tattoos, a biker jacket, a hunting knife, a shotgun, a foot-long penis, hitting the gym, getting all sweaty, talking how big my penis is, banging all the girls, banging all the beautiful babes, making out with the beautiful blondes, but neither am I a little Mary either. So anyway, people like that are pricks. So have a nice day, idiot. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Evan. By the way, better than the majority presentments we see. We don't go to panels anymore, but we used to see from these folks who call in and host shows. The kid's got moxie. He was transparent there. Give us a break. We don't have a huge penis here. We're not at the gym constantly working out with our muscles and tattoos. All right. Lay off the whole hey chubby thing with all of us, really. Give us a break. All right, let's transition here. We're coming up on the second hour. I may jettison around the second hour. Another broken system, broken trust. We're going to do broken system, broken trust week. Why not? He doesn't get enough play, enough credit, while all these dunces like James Freeman and Chile Maria de Castro and others don't ever stop complying. They actually suck dick and tell everyone to comply while they get pushed in the algorithm for being Masons and actors, glorified actors, fake legal people and scholars, fake patriots. Guys like me and this guy, we don't get pushed and we don't get the play that we should while doing the actual work. So I'm going to use this platform here to play more of Joshua's police interactions and court interactions. Because it doesn't matter if he's a little bit eccentric or wacky or you don't relate to him. He's doing the work. He's getting results. If you're not doing shit, then you have to defer to him and others who do. That's how life works, by the way. I know you want to create a reality where life doesn't work that way, and you've done a damn good job with it. That's not how real reality works, okay? Nor should it. So let's go to that.
The obvious chagrin.
Okay, so you see, I gotta get a hold of Joshua so that I get the right videos, because most of these are commentaries from these legalist tards and they're insufferable.
Today's video comes out of Taylor, Michigan, where we have my second appearance for a court date in regards to an arrest for allegedly interfering with police activities. Please see the link in the pinned comment for links to more videos related to this arrest. Portions of this video are courtesy of Wolverine Transparency. First, let's show you some of what happened at the first court appearance. Okay, because in this particular case, there are crimes that occurred, but the crimes that occurred were the people that put their hands on somebody that had no desire to be having somebody put their hands on them and then binding them and then placing them in the back of a gangmobile and then taking them to a cage. That's the victim in this case. And the victim, if the victim is going to be the city of Taylor and it's going to be presided over by a judge that is paid by the city of Taylor with a police officer that's bringing the charges with the help of an attorney, and then they don't know what 241 or Section 241 Title 18 conspiracy to violate my rights, then I have serious concerns for the fairness and the meaningfulness of these proceedings. And I think that's very reasonable.
I am a judge of the 23rd District Court of the state of Michigan. It's located in the city of Taylor. But I am not. I don't work for the city of Taylor.
But do you see my concern for my safety?
I absolutely, except for that fact is.
Well, first off,
That's a separate, what you're talking about is civil type cases.
Well, it's also criminal.
Well, the judge is incorrect there. He's confusing Title 42 with Title 18. The judge is incorrect there. He's confusing Title 42 with Title 18. The judge is incorrect there.
Now let's see what happens at the second court appearance.
No, it's Title 18, subsection 242, 1983, I believe. Deprivation of rights under color of law. Am I wrong on that? Can we double check on that? What a surprise. Artie doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about again, and he's paid to do this shit. And guess what, fuck stain? Let me get in close on this so you can see my beautiful likeness. I don't need to cite some code that is only meaningful because it calls upon the spirit of the law, which is very simple. An agent can't tell me what to do that interferes with my right and property if it's based in policy and code, which isn't law. How simple is that? You can't get that. That's what color of law is. It's anything but law. Statute, policy, code is not law. It's given the force of law through consent to govern. That means contract. When the contract is revoked, we have a right to revoke consent because policy, statute, and code is not law. It's given the force of law to the consent of the governed. Declaration of Independence. Okay? So the federal code is just a codification of an idea that someone in a corporate capacity can't write up a statute, policy, and code and interfere with our rights and property. That's based in common fucking sense, or at least it should be. But again, we're dealing with mental, emotional, and spiritual, political, financial retards. Predominantly. The evidence of that, they'll say, Paulie boy, that was mean and you're bullying. No, I give you the evidence / proof every time. The evidence of that is 85% of the public keeps voting, keeps paying slave tax, keeps supporting endless wars, and has 15 vaccines. I'll go back to it every time because it's true. If they'll loop new lies with the same ideas every day, all day, I'll loop the same truth that doesn't change because the truth is eternal. Why would I loop anything else? When you don't got it yet. I have to loop it because you don't got it yet. And it's the one truth, life, and way that's been there the whole time while you keep sucking up and regurgitating the various lies.
All right. Number one, you got to make sure you kind of show up on time, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Only because sometimes the judges get a little feisty if we don't have anything going. They start calling cases for bench warrants. So.
Yeah, the old implied threat of violence from the state. You know what I mean?
No, it's just they gave you time to show up. That's all.
Well,
Okay.
It's implied violence from the state, right?
My name's Jeff Fanto. I'm your attorney if you want me to be. If you don't want me to be, I'm okay with that too. That's up to you.
Well, it sounds like you're kind of getting an attitude.
No, I'm just, I just made a comment that you need to show up on time. That's all.
Well, if all the public servants showed up on time, then that's great.
Well, let me just put it this way. I was here, okay? So it's
And in your
just
official
common courtesy. That's all I'm asking.
and in
Okay?
your official capacity, you're a public servant, correct?
No, I'm an independent contractor to represent folks that need representing.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Every time they try to cover their ass, they reveal more of it. You just now said on a recorded line that you're an independent contractor who's supposedly involved in lawful courts. That would make you completely in a commercial capacity when you're supposed to be an officer of the court? We got a conflict of interest now. You're supposed to be part of lawful governance, which is largely voluntary if you ask the founders and you look at the framework. You went from largely voluntary to all paid monetary interest, state of independent contractors running their own businesses while calling it lawful courting. Interesting. How does that work? But it's not fascism. When fascism's the merger of state and corporate powers, you did one better. You turned the whole courts into independent contracting, self-owned supposed businesses with subcontracting with the state of another corporate entity, on and on and on and on. But we're sovereign citizens. Really? See what they do? Do you see how it always comes out in the wash? While they try to cover their ass and lie, they go deeper, just like a beta male always does. Honey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Cheating? No, it was an affair. It wasn't cheating. Had to work late at the firm. all the rest of this crap, instead of just keeping it all the way real and being thorough. I'm too legit to quit. You motherfuckers haven't got legit yet. That's the reality of it. Truth, life, and way. Lies, lies, and liars. Constantly. By the way, for those of you who keep saying, but he just said it. For those of you who keep saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, I can't stop knowing what I'm talking about. And these people can't stop revealing I know what I'm talking about every 5 seconds when they're trying to lie. So just know next time you get an attorney who's either part officer of the court, that's not going to go well for you either, or an independent contractor, none of it is lawful self-governance. None of it is under God with God-given rights. None of it is you're going to actually get due process. You get to pick from either someone in a state agent capacity or someone in a completely corporatist contracting capacity. By the way, if the court officer / non-officer is an independent contractor, then wouldn't that mean everybody else there is an independent contractor, which means they're not compelled by the law? They're compelled by their what? Contracts, right. So we're back to corporate capacity, contract law. All of courting at this point is administrative. All of courting is based on contract. He just said it. Your attorney, non-attorney is an independent contractor. Well, guess what? Newsflash, folks, they all are. All these at one time court officers who at one time were peacekeepers have gone from that to state actors and now independent contractors. And you're so deep into fascism, your head is now up your own ass. That's a technical term, by the way. Head and ass. It's a term of art for us legalists.
I guess that's fair.
Well, so the question is, if you want me to represent you, I'm happy to do that. If you don't want me to represent you, that's okay too. It's your choice.
I mean, as long as you're not in cahoots with that criminal prosecutor, then...
So what do I become if you represent me when I'm a man under God with God-given rights as part of your scheme to be an independent contractor? What does that make me exactly? Oh, that's right. I must be a co-contractor. I must be also part of that independent contracting business of yours, aren't I? I am some way, somehow now, right? Do you see why I keep telling you guys to stop interacting with these people and letting them be a part of your life? Because their whole thing rubs off on you and you become part of it. You can't even enter into it. It's literally, we're back to pimping and hoeing again. You can't, if you're a woman walking home from work, keep your head down, look straight. Don't even let the pimp talk to you. Because as soon as they start talking and you get eye contact and start engaging, they're going to turn your whole life into theirs and you're not going to know who and what you are and where you are.
We're good.
I've been doing this a long time and haven't been accused of being in cahoots with anybody. So,
well, I mean, you do have a bar license, correct?
40 years.
Okay, so if you speak out against the court, then they could revoke that license.
That's the part of the file we just did. But if I speak out against somebody and I lose my license, is that what you're saying?
You are coercible by your bar license, correct, or your law license, right? If the courts think you did something wrong, they could take away your license, and then you would no longer be able to practice law.
You're not getting it again. You guys are not getting it. You got to go completely over their head and then go back to their soul. This is what I'm trying to show you and tell you. The conflict of interest is not necessarily, it is, but that's a lesser light. That's a lesser modality. The conflict of interest is that they're motivated by money and payment to supposedly do justice. And you can't be motivated by money and payment in order to do justice. You got to be motivated by justice, and whatever payment comes, it comes. Mammon and Molech versus God, truth, life, and way. This is a spiritual deception. This is a spiritual inclination. This is a spiritual, did I say deception? Or essentially possession? It's not about the bar and the corporation or whatever. It's about what's behind that and what it all stands for and what stands it for it, what inhabits it, right? And it's the state of beingness, like they say, state of California. This is a state of beingness with all these people where Money and worldly power and success is more important than what's true and what's right. And that's evidenced by the fact that they're all willing to stand around and take a check to hear court hearings where there is no victim and no actual valid claimant. That's their conflict of interest. That's their conflict of intention. They say they intend to do good, but they're willing to do evil wickedness because it keeps them comfortable and safe and paid. The same old dynamic again. And again, where does those dynamics spring forth from? The core dynamic, fear versus faith. They're scared they're not going to have a position or be validated or have enough to eat, right? And that they're not going to feel XYZ. So they let themselves be a part of this shit and do this shit in order to get the coupon for value to mitigate those fears. It's a lot more difficult to go out in the world and just create or co-create something, do what's true and what's right, and live off of whatever you're meant to have by God and the people. I would know, by the way. Newsflash, when we talk about these dynamics, we're talking about self and reflections of self. A lot easier short term to get tenure and sign up to be paid indefinitely all day, every day to show up and take a lie and be a lie if you have no true power and value system. For those of us who do still have a heart, a soul, a spirit left, very difficult to show up every day and take 10 times of this to have to reject this and this, right? And what's between your legs, so to speak. It's a very small but very big difference between us, by the way, and the worlds that we create and the spirit that we represent here. See the difference between being represented versus representing I am that am in physical form at a physical court hearing?
And if you're an attorney, then that doesn't bode well if you don't have a license to practice law, correct?
Well, given I've had it for 40 years, I suspect I've managed, in spite of pissing off judges from time to time, managed to keep my license. So.
All right. Well, as long as you're not afraid of pissing off a judge from time to time.
Wouldn't be the first time.
All right. I like you.
Probably won't be the last time.
All right. I think we're on the same page then.
And, do I know these folks? Yeah, I know. But the rules are when I'm playing this role, I have to do it for you.
Yeah, because I think what they think is by threatening me with violence or threatening me with jail.
Person says, watch what we do right here, right now. I'm really going to fuck you guys. Really going to fuck you in a good way. Guy down in the chat writes, I'm going to fuck your life coach's mind and heart too right now in his audience. Where was it at? Where's it at? Can't find it down there. There it is. No, that's not it. He writes down there, the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, it could be argued philosophically, logically, that any other love other than true love is the root of all evil. Because you could love a lot of things here, in quotes, and give up what's true and what's right for that. Okay? So the argument could be what these people call love, as according to these people, is the root of all evil, because it's the one thing they lean on that allows them to justify why they don't have to do and be what's true and what's right, because love. We know all about that. So, again, true love is true love for a reason. The first word is true. Without that, it's not love at all. It's hardly that. It's delusion, denial, and deception. Lack of accountability, responsibility, disempowerment, masquerading as true power and value. This is why it says seek truth. This is why the folks who talk about Jesus don't understand it at all when they say the shit they say. It doesn't say seek love to be set free. It says seek truth to be set free. Oftentimes, if you seek truth, you'll be set free from the people, places, and things you say you love that you're the most connected / addicted to. See the paradox? You may have to give up that love and all the shit that you love in order to seek truth to be set free. Do you see the difference in being a disciple? The root word is discipline, and sacrificing versus becoming the sacrifice, because you don't want to discipline and direct yourself. because you thought you came here to feel good and to be liked and hang out with everybody and just call it whatever you want it to be. Do it to your own peril. That's slavery again. That's bondage. That's codependency. That's delusion. That's denial. That's the rejection of truth for a feeling without the truest experience of the feeling. Hypocrisy again rears its ugly head. The ones who talk about love the most love the least in actuality because they're not willing to discipline themselves or sacrifice for accountability, responsibility. They're punk-ass cowards, and worse than that, they're liars because liars are always cowards, and vice versa. They're scared of the truth. And the truth is, you're far from living without fear. Your whole life is run by fear. That's why you got to defer to love rather than truth. Truth is combative. It's scary. That's why they say the truth hurts. Love feels good till the truth slaps it in the face, and then the real pain comes when that fake love goes. See how it all really works? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe your feelers. Don't believe your fake ass life coach who ain't really living the life. If you don't know and you can't explain it, it doesn't make sense with all the pieces that got to fit in, then you don't know because you can't explain and doesn't fit in with all the pieces you got with the rest. So shut the fuck up and get back to trying to seek the truth to be set free, because the lie that you're telling is the slavery and bondage, let alone the lie you're living, let alone all the people who are receiving the shit like there's any kind of power and value in it. It's not. It's pure disempowerment and valuelessness. The power and the value is never in inclusivity. It's always exclusivity. That's why you don't date the whole fucking town and the whole world. Your love is inclusive. It's disempowering, especially when it's unconditional. Oh, I just fucked everybody with this one. I'm loving this one. I love playing the bad guy with the truth. They can't even prove me wrong right now. They can't even explain it. Their love is disempowerment because it rejects the truth for a feeling. That can never be true love. That can always be neglect and abuse. Man, I was just on a roll there and I started popping shit and I got off my alignment. I may have to pull a Brandon right now. Where the fuck is that with that? Because I want to follow that thread and speak it for myself, if not others, so I can look at it again. Because it's dwelling within me. It's in there. And I was on the thread and I wanted to follow the thread and I wanted the whole Christmas sweater to unravel right on me on time while I watch it and be a part of it. It's an interesting process. You know, like they think I'm like Donnie, where I come here with a script and a teleprompter, where you repeat sentiments and ideas and experiences and revelations, and sometimes there's a new thread, right? Or a new area of the sort of the cave, if you will, to explore, Plato's cave. Yeah, you know what? We might have to do a Brandon right here, right now on the fly. I may have to listen to me back to know what I was saying or I am was saying, so that me can get back in alignment with I am and follow the thread. Try it out. I am was saying, so that someone in the state agent capacity. Did I say deception? Where's it at? Justify why they don't have to do and be what's true and what's right. Because discipline and sacrificing versus becoming the sacrifice, because you don't want to discipline and direct yourself because you thought you came here to feel good and to be liked and hang out with everybody. Man, I really am mean. I'm really rude. Rears its ugly head. East and actuality. That's why you got to defer to love rather than truth. Truth is combative. It's scary. That's why they say the truth hurts. Love feels good till the truth slaps it in the face, and then the real pain comes when that fake love goes. See how it all really works? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe your feelers. Don't believe your fake ass life coach who ain't really living the life. If you don't know and you can't explain it, it doesn't make sense with all the pieces that got to fit in, then you don't know because you can't explain and doesn't fit in with all the pieces you got with the rest. So shut the fuck up and get back to trying to seek the truth to be set free, because the lie that you're telling is the slavery and bondage, let alone the lie you're living, let alone all the people who are receiving the shit like there's any kind of power and value in it. It's not. It's pure disempowerment and valuelessness. The power and the value is never in inclusivity. It's always exclusivity. That's why you don't date the whole fucking town. And the man, I'm not watching me back to pick me up where I was at. Right. This idea I've been pondering on lately, inclusivity versus exclusivity. Your fake ass love is inclusive, especially when it's unconditional, because you don't set any standards or conditions you have to live by in order to be all the other able words. It's a great cop out for you to be less and get more as far as an experience goes, and trick everybody out of their power and position. True love is exclusive. You could date the whole world and the whole town. The real shit is going to be far and few between. True love is never inclusive. Stop the cap, stop the cope, don't believe the hype, stop listening to people and following shit that sounds good and feels good that actually tricks you out of your power and position. If true love was unconditional and inclusive, the people who keep doing slavery and genocide would be love able, and they're not, because they don't care about truth and what's right, and they will vax themselves and you to genocide and slavery. Love is not unconditional. It's not inclusive. It's very conditional if you want to be love able, honor able, faithful, trustworthy, account able, response able, and all the rest. If you're not those things, you're not love able. No one can love you functionally. But that's good for you because you want to say you don't have to be functional in order to have a functional relationship and love truly. That's bullshit. Notice how they always say the opposite of what reality actually is and make it sound and feel good to take you right into a deception, and you tards sit around and go, I love you. You've such a good heart. Oh! The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I don't even give a fuck if your heart is good. Your information's bad. Your intention is bad. You don't know that it's bad because you haven't recognized all you care about is what you want here, not what it is. You fool these dupes and rubes. You don't fool me, and you fool yourself indirectly. These people don't have good hearts. They don't mean well. Even if they think they mean well, their intention, their motive, and the result is all revealed in one moment. You just can't read the signs for what they are. And you think I'm bullying when I point out what should be obvious. Someone who tells you love is unconditional and all-inclusive is a person who wants to love and be loved and doesn't want to have to be accountable and responsible. It's why the people around them don't respect them and can't love them. Get a fucking clue. All the shit that sounds good and feels good here is a deception to take you away from what doesn't sound and feel good, which is the harsh, combative, challenging truth you bitch-ass motherfuckers don't want to face. Your medicine is bitter. The shit that makes you numb, where they have to cut your limbs off because you have diabetes, is the sweet shit. Understand it, know it like you know your name. You'll cut the fucking games with yourself and each other, and you'll stop wasting all your fucking precious time, energy, and attention on losers being a loser. We have losers. We have losers. We love these losers. There are losers. We love them. We care for them. True love. We really want to care for them. Nobody knows more about care and truth than I do. God help us. Let's get back to me. Can we get back to me? We get back to I am that am, truth, life, and way, whether it rolls through me or someone else on here, and it's few and far between. Let's be honest with ourselves and each other. Whole world. Your love is inclusive. It's disempowering. Especially when it's unconditional. Oh, I just fucked everybody with this one. I'm loving this one. I love playing the bad guy with the truth. They can't even prove me wrong right now. That's it. Did it to him again. Jesus wasn't a loving guy as much as he was a truthful guy, calling people dogs and slaves. Did you miss that part? It's never a coincidence. Jesus didn't show up like some fucking hippie, glazed over eyes, high on dope. It's not how he showed up at all. At all. Showed up with a care in his heart and a sword from the tongue, as the scripture goes. That is not you. We don't get that vibe. A broken heart and a forked tongue? Absolutely. There's a big difference. Care in the heart, sword from the tongue, right here all day, every day. Broken heart, forked tongue, you know where to go. Snakes in the garden again. Want everybody else to do their work for them in their group too, because they won't do the damn work on themselves and with the truth, life, and way. Lying, punk-ass coward again. I don't like it, but I've learned to love it. Don't hate the player or the game. I love watching you dupes and rubes collect around these people you don't even know, like God, when I'm watching and listening, and watch you sell yourself and your future and the truth right down the river to be a part of something and to feel something, because you're codependent, in bondage, vice-ridden addicts. Addicts. That's your drug of choice. Collectivism. Identification with codependency, weakness, and disempowerment, and calling it inspirational and loving. Trauma bonding again. Addiction and trauma bonding again. No actual fellowship again. Replaying out your mommy and daddy in the state again. Every fucking time. I don't even show up in these venues anymore to talk. And then they beg me, Paulie, we want push-up. And I'm not going to give you what you want every time, where I can show up to talk the challenging truth you all get pissed off at, so you can make me the bad guy and the enemy and run your reverse grift. Covert narcissism that becomes overt at a certain point. Suck me in public. We're done and over with that. And you get no access to my area as well. Also, you killed the golden gorilla. Now you's all got to live with yourselves and each other in all these places, and what you perpetuate, and drive yourselves out of your minds. And I hope it feels good while you do it. I'm going to laugh and laugh. See how mischievous I am at my core, how I've had to become mischievous, because you try to show up and love and care for these people with the truth, and they shit on you and slap you in the face. So you got to learn to love, cause, and effect. And the truth that is these folks' devil, that brings them everything they don't like, that they need in order to learn and get better. Right. It's not my game. I've had to learn to love it, even though I don't like it. You won't take it from me, and you won't walk with me in the way. This is not anything new, by the way. This is back to the go away from me, I never knew you script. You don't remember that? Let's get back. We love we're inspired. It's not even about love again, a feeling. I'm lit on fire, incensed, inspired, excited by the purpose and meaning that is power and value systems, and how they represent themselves in a karmic and dharmic incarnation here. Holographic, reflective, synchronistic simulation. I am beside myself when we open this door, and I spend the rest of my day not really wanting to look at it or fixate. Oh, we come here, I open the door, it's like Pandora's box, right? And I'm like, and I go, you know what? Put it away, put it back in there. Let's go. Let's get back to whatever you want to call new or old normal, right? Yeah, I just, I need it. I needed it. And I need it, because without this meaning and purpose and recognition of power and value systems, I would be precisely that. Meaningless, purposeless, valueless, and powerless, like so many other slaves around here LARPing and role-playing in delusion and denial while they project and pretend. Praise God. Whoever, whatever that is. Let's get back. We got more Lantow. Mr. Lantow! These sovereign citizens never win. You only got 4 dismissals out of 5, and we never heard the update on the other one. And got a judge thrown out, and others recused, and got hours of non-10, and got all these other people out in the open in judgment to lie about all of us. Prove who and what they were this whole time. They still don't get it. What we're really doing here and who and what we're really working for. We're your secret shoppers. Don't you get it? God chose some secret shoppers. Dad, the employee, you know, the employer who runs this whole place, chose some low level, one of his sons, few of his sons, the lowest level ones, to be secret shoppers here to get all of you in judgment. And we're doing such a great job. We just better hope we don't put ourselves in judgment as well, some way, somehow, because that's the game.
Or threatening.
They were doing fake ass illegitimate grift court on us. We were knowingly or unknowingly pulling them into God's court where they all get everyone into judgment, and then we get to receive what we receive. Oh boy, it's going to be fun. It already has been. Haven't you noticed? Why do you think everything in the world's going the way that it's going? Because you all get to receive what you receive, and what you get to receive is based on what you perceive, and what you perceive is based on what you conceive or don't. There it is again.
Me with any of the ways that the state attempts to threaten you.
Better hope that
it's
love
gonna
is
get me to stop going
unconditional
out
and
protesting police and
inclusive.
what they're doing with their disgusting actions down in Taylor right now.
Okay, well, you can, you know.
I'm going to continue. I'm going to
way, that's
continue.
all.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to exercise my First Amendment right to tell them that they're disgusting, filthy swine down there.
Whoa.
And you have the absolute right to say
Joshua?
that.
Well, thank you. And
The
what?
only- here's a suggestion I would make though.
Mhm.
And because I have gone through your videos, don't walk in the street where traffic is and do it.
Well, I mean, if I get
Then you
hit,
start. Number one, it's not safe for you.
well,
Number two, it creates a safety hazard for other folks, and that's the last thing you want to do. And I know that's your last thing. That's your intent.
well, I mean,
So
safety
just
is
be
safety.
careful about
Yeah,
that.
safety is the plea of every tyrant. You know what I mean?
I'm saying your safety. You're in the middle of the street and there's traffic. You know, and if someone's trying to avoid you, now their safety is a problem. I'm just trying.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
I'm there for everybody's safety. But you said you reviewed the videos, correct?
I did.
Okay,
Yes,
so
what
me-
I've got to do is
Yeah. So me stating.
regular.
See, Josh is he still knows, like he hangs out with the gorilla, but he's still somewhat nice, kind, polite, and all the rest. I don't even play the games with him anymore. I'll tell him straight out, sir, with all due disrespect, I guess, if this is how you want to take it, I don't give a fuck about you and a bunch of coward safety. These are all afraid of your own shadow. These are afraid of God and the truth and life and way. And I would be if I was you too and how you've been living. I get it. I don't give a fuck, quite frankly, about you and the rest of these citizen slaves. Feelers on their safety. I give a fuck about our rights. Your safety begins and ends where my rights begin and end. Okay? Don't you forget it. Folks are going to start getting real unsafe around here the more and more rights and property get taken too. Oh, you're going to feel real unsafe when you see historically what happens.
This little piggy has been generating revenue for the state. This is Borg. Borg's a little liar. And Borg says, oh, I got to have backup. And then I pan the camera and then I got a guy going hands on with me.
I watched it.
Okay. And then you're aware of you're aware of Houston versus Hill, correct? Supreme Court case. And then the interference alone, physical interference is basically the only thing that has to be, or that can construe police obstructing a police officer, or it has to rise to the threshold of fighting words. And I don't think in any courtroom in America, me saying this is, this little piggy has been.
How many times are we going to do this too in the chat with Daisy May, who's almost like an archetypal? Like, I start to wonder, am I living a movie where these aren't even real people? This is why I come off narcissistic. Because it is. It's like I'm living around a bunch of people who I start to question, are these even real people? For 5 years now or more, this broad's been around here and everyone else going, oh my God, I'm so surprised and shocked. I'm going to be sick. And it's like, when do we get over that? This is why I can't date. Like, you guys will have plenty of interactions. I have very few of them. I can't date. I just matched with someone last night. It's not happening. Vaccinated, slaved out. They're going to sit with me for 5 years every 5 minutes and go, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm going to go again, Karen, again. Seriously, it's the 10th time today. Will you just get it down? Will you write it down and get it down? And it's like, I wonder then, is it some kind of game she plays with herself because she doesn't want to confront how dark and evil and in denial and delusion she is? So she LARPs constantly in this perpetual state of unknowingness, in quotes, and shock when she finds out, like a fish in a goldfish bowl. How many times are you going to swim back to the same place you've just been and act like you were just there or weren't there? The fuck is that? Yes, Daisy May. Again, Paul does a broadcast, and you all come here too and go, oh my God, I just got wet. My pussy is drenched. Paulie, I can't believe you're so in alignment without a teleprompter and a fucking book full of fake ass notes you took from other people. How tapped in you are. I just soaked my britches. And then and then it's like it just completely goes out of your head. Literally, this is my relationship with every person. It's not even woman. It's every person in life. I have to sit there for hours at a time telling them about what should be obvious and common sense, breaking it all down. They get wet and then they forget. And somehow then they turn around and go, you were so mean and such a bully. What? By getting you right completely on all the shit you can't figure out on your own that I can just see completely and speak it even better? You mean that whole thing? All the shit I'm doing for you that you don't like, that you need because you keep fucking yourself and everyone else around you? Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. And they sit around all these people, and it's an ever-present shock that everybody's lying to themselves and others, deceiving low-life coward. Well, are you not one of them? Are you that like fucking delusional with yourself that you're not one of them on some level? The quicker you all face yourselves, the quicker you can see who and what everyone else is. A lying to yourself and others, deceptive, even subtly manipulative coward who literally cannot face or handle the truth for any extended period of time. You just glaze back over and wall up and go back into a hallucination to cope. What is that? Not picking on you. I'm just saying, like, at what point do we just drop the fucking games with ourselves and each other and just accept it for what it is and then do the work and stop placating and entertaining and giving all this time and energy to other than to just point it out and share the dynamics of power and value? Like, yous all don't want power and value here, right? Like, what is this? What kind of game is everyone playing? You aren't nice, kind, loving people. You want power and value here. You prioritize it. It's why you keep your cash and don't give it to me. Stop the games. I see right through all of you. Well, that's Polly Boy. He's all about power and value, false and true, and the dynamics of it. We're just so fucking pure in the heart, so loving it doesn't occur to us. Bullshit. You guys live your whole life on paper about power and value, and every decision you make reveals it. It's just not true power and value. So it's fraudulent. But we can't talk about that and reveal that because then we'll have to face ourselves in the reality and be honest about who and what we and everyone else is to varying degrees and what it all means. Newsflash, you and everyone around you, when you come to this place, make every decision off power and value. The question is it true or false? What do you think the answer is for 85% of most people? Right, you guessed it, statistically, probability-wise, false power and value. So just know that, accept that, presume that, reflect on that, work on not being that, and presume everyone else is that till they show you and tell you something different. Innocent till proven guilty at a courtroom, guilty till proven innocent in day-to-day life. Because statistically, based on probability, and if you want me to prove it for you, in fact, I can very easily, we already have, walk up to anybody on the street and 8 out of 10 of them are dyed-in-the-wool pathetic slaves. By definition. Why would I presume and assume anything other than that unless shown or told differently, right? I don't get shocked at it. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. When it doesn't, I'm shocked when it's not a slave. Do you see the difference? I'm shocked when it's not a slave. Why? Because that's shocking. Why? Because probability dictates that. Why? Because that's how logic and reason works and mathematics works. Why? We can continue to go on and on down the line. You're the opposite. You're continually shocked at what's obvious based on probability, logic, and mathematics. I guess you need more of that in your life. This is why that bullshit about seeing the best in everyone is just that bullshit. You like to see the best in yourself and everyone else so you can ignore the weakness and the detritus and the darkness. That is dishonesty, dishonor, and bad faith. I don't care how toxically positive it looks and feels. It's not nice, kind, and polite and sweet either. Then you want to project people like me are bad people because we don't choose to see the best in everyone and ignore the truth in everyone so you can ignore who and what you are. No, fuck you. That's your weakness. That's your crutch. That's your codependence and delusion and addiction and bondage and vice. Don't make it a virtue when it's not. Don't make the negation of that a detriment when it's not. False for the true, true for the false again, pimping and hoeing again.
And generating revenue for the state would constitute fighting words.
No, and the police, that you can say pretty much anything to them.
Well, and they're supposed to respond with restraint in the face of verbal challenges, and I don't think they're very good at doing that down in Taylor, which is what we're working on.
Okay, here's what I need to do. The regular city attorney, Mr. Greco, is not here today, and
the alleged criminal, Mr. Greco.
Your words.
Yes.
I don't have any basis for that, so that's on you.
Well, I mean, Section 241, 242, Title 18 says that he's conspiring with the cops to deprive me of my First Amendment right to free speech.
Mr. Lanto, save the preaching for the choir, okay?
All right. Well, you're an attorney, so you know all this. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to a guy who knows this.
I need to talk to Mr. Greco, okay?
Yeah, I think we need to have some words with Mr. Greco because he's probably going to go by what's in a police report. And the public nowadays does not trust the police whatsoever because they're liars and they lie on police reports. And so no jury is going to say, hey, let's go by what this guy said in his police report. They're going to want to see the video. So unless we're going to do, I don't know about how to do motions to, to get evidence into the record. But I'm guessing they're going to want to suppress the video because the video is going to make them look out to be like they're just whiny little crybaby police.
The video won't get suppressed.
So as long as, let's play that video for a jury and see what the jury says. Because a reasonable person without giving any warning, was I in a parking lot that was closed off to the public? The answer to that is no. Okay, am I allowed to approach a traffic stop? The answer to that is yes. Would any reasonable person, so this is a case of consideration, right?
I don't understand the question.
This is a case of consideration. For example, was I in a parking lot that was open to the public? Yeah. Am I legally and lawfully allowed to approach a traffic stop, approach a police officer on a traffic stop?
As long as you're not getting in his way.
Right, as long as I'm not physically interfering with him, right. Or it has to rise to the threshold of fighting words. And it's an even higher threshold when it comes to police officers, according to Houston versus Hill, because that threshold is even higher because a well-trained police officer is supposed to. Yeah.
Again, you're preaching to the choir here, okay? Save that for somewhere else.
All right.
What I'm going to do is I want to set this for a final settlement conference because then between now and then I'll have a chance to speak with Mr. Greco.
Yeah, I think that's a wise thing to do because as you can probably tell, I'm not accepting any plea deals. This will go all the way to trial. And this will go to an appeal if the city of Taylor is not going to recognize my right to free speech.
All righty. Are you still on Cloverdale?
No, I'm not giving physical addresses at this time. As you can probably guess with my line of activism, There's a lot of danger that goes into what I do.
That's where a notice is going to go. How are you going to get notice for your court date?
Oh, people on YouTube told me about it this morning, so that's the reason why I was a little bit late, because I don't really pay attention.
Well, you need to pay attention. And so what you need to do in about 2 weeks, go online to the court's website, search your name, you'll find your new court date.
Okay. I mean, or you know, if you want to file a motion, just say, hey, give them an opportunity just to back out right now. That would probably be their smartest play. But then again, I've dealt with courts and I've dealt with, you know, criminal prosecutors quite a bit, and they don't tend to do the smart thing. They tend to want to get vengeance and like use their anger to be like, oh, I don't like this guy. Yeah. Gotcha.
Check in 2 weeks on the court's website. You'll be able to see where your next court date is.
Okay.
Okay. That way, because whoever's on Cloverdale is going to get your notice. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And if you know who's there, then you'll get your notice anyways.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
All righty.
So,
we've got one form that we have for today. That's just the plea form, and the plea form tells the court what we're doing. Ours just says that we're adjourning it.
You know, I'm
final
not.
settlement
Yeah.
conference.
Okay. Because you know, I'm not going to fill out any paperwork, right?
Oh, no.
Okay.
We're not pleading anything. It's called a plea form.
Yeah.
For lack of a better description.
Yeah. And
it just tells the court.
Yeah. And on the record, sorry. Go ahead.
It just tells the court what we're doing, and yours says setting final settlement conference.
All right. Beautiful.
Is it okay if I sign that for you?
That's okay if you sign that for me. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Alrighty.
asking.
I'm going to give you a join button, and that'll get you back to the courtroom, and I'll tell the judge what's going on. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Good boy. Who's a good boy?
Thank you.
Yeah, happy New Year and all that fun stuff.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Here's your
A whole culture and society that's never, I would say, broken out of, but broken into a state of beingness I've never broken out of. Back to middle school, in the back of the room, coming to class, smelling like skunk, as they used to say, smoking skunk, making jokes in the back, pointing out how the whole thing's a sham and a fraud. And then there's the girl up front. I'll never forget it. She turned around because the teachers used to have fun with me when they realized that I was the smartest person in the room. I'm going to trigger right now. I don't care. I hope that people think I'm XYZ fill in the blank. There's leverage there, right? The truth is the truth, no matter what. I was also the biggest fool in the room simultaneously. But when the teachers realized that I was the smartest person in the room, Paulie knew it all, they would go to me regularly to ask me words and terms and definitions. They were captivated by the fact that in middle school and high school, I had such a vast vocabulary, expansive as it were. I had a way with words, they would say. So they would say, class, today's word is, you know how they do, whatever they do it. Today's word is XYZ, or a word would come up and they'd say, well, what does that word mean, Mrs. Slaver? And they'd stop everything. There was at least one, I think there was 2 classes where we used to do this. Became like a thing, right? Because I used to enjoy it too. I remember one class specifically. I also remember Miss Vojay. But Mr. Baumiller was one of them. He would say, I'm curious. Let's go to Paulie boy. He used to make, because he used to smoke dope, but we weren't supposed to know, and he knew I would, so he would make jokes about it, like veiled jokes. He'd say, "Where? Let's go to Paulie boy, see if he knows." And I would know, like, 99 out of 100 times, and he would be like pleased and shocked, and then eventually one day, one of the legalistic, corporatistic in their soul, like worldly trash, just there's no other way to describe them, just suburbanite Babylonian collectivists, just in their spirit, right? Has to sit up front, has to suck dick, has to be validated by the system, has to be like above and beyond with all the extra busy work to show that they're like fucking validated, right? I don't do any of that. I don't care. I don't show up. I cut class. I don't do the homework. I 98 on every test, so I don't care about the rest of it. And I tell them, if I 98 on every test, what difference does it make everything else I do here? I'm that guy. See? By the way, that leads to 2 kind of businesses that get run in this society. The business where you have all the policies and codes and professionalism and everybody sucks versus the business where everybody just gets their work done, does it well, and doesn't give a fuck about all the extra shit, right? I'm that guy. I run that business. I don't care about all the OSHA and all the rest of the shit. Do it right, excel at it, perform, and rest on your performance, not your laurels, right? They're opposite on everything. So, yeah, she freaked out and lost her mind one day. How the fuck does he not come to class, come in here smelling like weed all the time, hang out with these losers and druggies, and know all these words? And I learned something that day. I'm still kind of working out to this day what it is that I guess I got all in that one moment. I think there's probably 100 different power and value dynamics there. It all comes back to that same dual jurisdiction again, right? Like I got where I was at by caring enough about the truth to seek it, to get true power and value. She wanted all the symbols of power and value, but didn't have the knowledge and couldn't believe that I did and wasn't supposed to have it. That's what I've always loved. That whatever that is, that dynamic, I love that and get off on that. I wasn't aware of that dynamic at a certain point. They made me aware of it. I was rather pure-hearted in the sense of I was just doing what made sense to me, like just being me. They made me aware they're constantly judging and competing and comparing while saying, we don't judge, we don't compete, we don't compare. Yes, you do. Because as soon as you see someone who can see and feel and speak and hear and understand and flow with it, you start figuring out how you're going to use them or abuse them or try to demean and devalue them because you want to falsely equalize. Because you got all the symbols of power and value, but you ain't got the real thing. And it drives you crazy when you've walked the path the world tells you to walk all your life and someone with the real thing shows up who didn't do none of that and outcompetes you. You can't fucking handle it. That's most people in life, I've learned. That's one thing I've learned. I don't care if it's your parents, teachers, whoever. They don't mind if you do good, just not as good as them and definitely not better than them. Whole culture in a society that I don't care what they say and even what they feel. Look at what they do. Whole culture and society that want to keep everybody at a certain level so they feel comfortable with what they've done and not done, right? Don't ever want anybody to excel out into the stratosphere of rights, freedom, principles, thoughts, emotions, actions, personal choice, all the rest of it, right? Just do what they do the way they do it and you'll be good in this life. Do not outcompete them. Because they'll either try to idol worship you till they blame you, or they'll try to demean and devalue you so they can feel better about who and what they are and what they're not, more importantly. That's a very Christed dynamic, too. If you look at the power and value dynamics and the story of the Jesus creature and Barabbas and the mob and the collectivists and the individualists who go with God, right? Remaking oneself in the image of the Most High in the truth, life, and way. The journey to self is the recognition there is no self till you reunify with a higher self that is all selves. If I language that out right. Yeah, I learned the wicked Luciferian spirit that day as well. The spirit of caring so much about how you're seen and what it looks and feels like versus what it is. Right? Caring more about being received than receiving. The fake populism it talks about in fascism, right? Because again, if they really cared about the truth, life and way and the rights, they get it how I and everybody else gets it. An endless pursuit. Seek to be set free. They're not, so they don't. That reveals their character. What motivates them in this life, right? Power, value, and status in a worldly sense. It's always the same side by side. Power, value, dynamics, and the inverse reflection. Holographic and reflective, synchronistic. That's why the already corporate fictions and the Lagunas find their way here, because we're always on the two sides of the jurisdiction of history. They're always seeking false symbols of power and value. When we go to talk law, philosophy, logic, morals, and ethics, they don't have at all, let alone a grasp on it. They don't even, it doesn't exist in their world. That's the foundations of law, right? So me, I don't have the certifications and the degree and all that. I live the information. The information lives through me and those who come here within fellowship, right? True power and value versus symbols of power and value without the true power and value apprehended and experienced. The more we change, the more we stay the same. Laguna and Artie Legal Fiction are my girl in the front row from 9th grade who can't believe that all of their life's work amounts to false power and value systems they can't even understand and explain. And the guy who was smoking dope this whole time, who rejected society and corporatism, legalism and its ways, knows more about law than the people paid to know about it and be it and uphold it, right? It's so beautiful in its ugliness. It's oddly romantic, right? It's all about it all, like they say, Q-anus. Future proofs past. You could tell who somebody is by what they do and what they've created for themselves and what they've gone for in this life, what really matters to them. You can also tell what everybody's going to get based on the proportions and probabilities of the amount of folks who've chosen those things and what the intention behind that is, right? They didn't spend 1/10 of the time I did studying all these different subjects and ideas and disciplines and actually putting them into place and living on them. No. It's just whatever they need me to know basis to repeat it back to get passed through so I can make more of this and be seen as something. See? Know them by their fruits, the being used to say. It's all right there. So I say the best doctor doesn't have a doctor's outfit and a stethoscope. Best doctor is not a doctor. The best lawyer ain't a lawyer. Best teacher doesn't have tenure at an institution. I could go on and on and on. It applies to everything, everywhere. This is the trick in the game of culture and society. They've taught you that all the best at everything are the worst of the no thing. See? Person who really knows the law and lives it can respond and be accountable and invoke it and uphold it doesn't have the degree and the certification. They only just sacrifice the whole life to understand it and live it, right? That's anything and everything.
All right.
People versus Lanto.
People versus Lanto.
Judge, we're had a chance to review the discovery. I need to speak with Mr. Greco. We're just asking for final settlement. All right, we're going to set this for a final settlement conference, Mr. Lanto. You'll get a new date in the mail, sir.
All righty. And then just one quick question. Are you done with your docket for now? I don't want to hold anybody up.
No, I have one last case.
You have one last case? Okay. All right. I'll save it for the next time we have an opportunity to talk.
All right, very good. Have a good day, sir.
All right. You too. They tried to dox on the recording, right? So now they're sitting out here. Now you guys, hey, just so you know, you guys are live on YouTube right now. You're live on YouTube right now. Okay, so just what that means is be on your best behavior and don't be stupid.
I don't understand the question.
This is a case of consideration. For example, was I in a parking lot that was open to the public? Yeah. Am I legally and lawfully allowed to approach a traffic stop, approach a police officer on a traffic stop?
As long as you're not getting in his way.
Right, as long as I'm not physically interfering with him, right. Or it has to rise to the threshold of fighting words. And it's an even higher threshold when it comes to police officers, according to Houston versus Hill, because that threshold is even higher because a well-trained police officer is supposed to... Yeah.
Again, you're preaching to the choir here, okay?
Okay.
Save that for somewhere else.
All right.
Hey, is that tin legal?
Is that tint legal? Do you have a window tint test that we can run to see if that tint is legal? You can't hear me. Well, roll the fucking window down. Roll the window down. And that little fucking, look at her. She thinks it's funny and she's smiling this whole time. She thinks it's funny and she's smiling this whole time.
Hey, they all know, but you guys are out of law.
Yeah. You little scaredy fucking cats. You cowards.
House of Cards is coming.
So look.
It's coming down.
This fucking idiot over here, watch. This piggy, this little piggy has been generating revenue for the state all damn day long. This is Borg, and Borg's a little liar. He's like, oh, I gotta have backup. I gotta have backup. Stay 10 feet away from me. Stay 10 feet away from me. Why? You stay 10 feet away from me. 10 feet away from me. All right.
You want to walk up on him when he's on a traffic stop like that? You knocked my body cam off. Yes, you did.
This is a case of consideration. For example, was I in a parking lot that was open to the public?
Yeah.
Am I legally and lawfully allowed to approach a traffic stop, approach a police officer on a traffic stop?
As long as you're not getting in his way.
You want to walk up on him when he's on a traffic stop like that?
Yeah.
Am I legally and lawfully allowed to approach a traffic stop, approach a police officer on a traffic stop?
As long as you're not getting in his way.
BSBT didn't have to stay in jail for too long because luckily for him, Kate from Troll Mafia Official bailed him out that very same night. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe. It really channel, and we'll see you on the next video.
See, I got this like weird thing I'm cultivating, this idea, and they'll say Paul and Slave made him do it when I share it, right? But I'm like, I'm out there. That's what this broadcast is, among many other things. I got this idea that we can't escape self and these certain archetypes, because these archetypes are part of self and vice versa. So wherever you go, there you are, and there is the truth, life, and way with you, which is akin to an experience of God. What does this mean? What am I getting to? Stop with the bailing and bonding. Why do you want to bail and bond out? I don't understand. The last half a dozen times I've gone to jail, it's not even an option. We don't bail and bond. We don't get into bondage to bail. Why? You scared? You bored? What are you back there? Exactly. What are you exactly? There's a better question. Forget back there. But what are you, and what are you back there exactly that you're running from and can't handle other than self? And whatever the experience of self as self reveals to you. What is it? You can handle slavery, genocide, blowing yourselves and everybody else up, 15 vaccines, morbid obesity, thousands of diseases you create on yourself. You can handle all that. What is it back with you and yourself and God and a Bible and an empty space that you can't fucking deal with and handle exactly? Right? So stop with the fucking bail and the bond, because they don't respect it. Spiritually, it's not to be respected, because you're tricking yourself out of your position and power again. You don't have faith if you bail bond. That's what faith is for. Why the fuck would I go into bondage with bail when I'm already bonded with the Most High? There's my bail bond. There's my bailout. Non-bailout. There's my bond. Oh, I'm only talking about what I live again, right? I could just talk about what everyone else is fucking talking about and what they feel and what they think, or I could keep talking about what I've been living. That makes the most sense. You think I do that because I'm so fucking big and bad and tough? I'm not. I'm a scared ass bitch. And that's exactly why I need faith, especially if I'm going to try to do what's true and what's right and uphold my and everybody's rights and freedom. More reason for me to practice faith in my freedom and consequences. Because this is a spiritual walk first. O ye of little faith. You don't think the God of creation has you right where the fuck it wants you, doing what you're meant to be doing, then you still don't get it. You must want them to slave you because you're communicating that you need it. If you understood the thing that is you or walks with you has already made the calculations and put a purpose and meaning and value in you for you to just even come to stumble upon, let alone live out and choose, that it has you all the way. If not, go away, roll over and die already. Go to hell with yourselves and everybody else. That's the energy. That's the communication. And you're going to do it. Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, you're going to do it. You're going to face it. Bondage to bail, to get out of a cell when you are in a cell, because infinite time and space and light trapped in a body is already imprisoned on some level, arguably. Infinite, non-tangible spirit, encased, incarnated in the meat suit, in the body, is already a form of imprisonment. It could be argued. Do you notice how they always let their fear run their life and wonder why demonic possession is taking over everything when the scripture reveals the spirit of the devil is fear, the spirit of God is faith? It's all right there. Power and value dynamics again. Do you notice that they go to jail scared to go to jail? They run out of jail scared to be in jail, instead of faithfully go to jail and practice faith while they're in jail and fill the jail with a bunch of faithful people and turn the whole thing on its fucking head. They still don't get where their true power and value is. And no matter how many times they're shown over and over again. You don't want to run from yourself and the truest power and value dynamics. You want to face yourself and God and the reflection of that truth, life, and way, and become the truest power and value dynamics, and then the game's over. Or at least, if it's not over, the way that it's played and the who we are while we play it and the outcome completely changes, right? The opportunity comes forth, reveals itself. If not, stop complaining. This is all spiritually sound. You get what you give. What you put out is what you get back. If you live within the spirit of fear that rules you, you will manifest demonic conditionings here. If you live within faith, trust and equity, give what you want to get, trust the law that God put there, have faith that the force will move on you in your situation, and surrender. You won't surrender to that and that process, but you'll surrender to the Baal bondsman and bondage to Baal and everything that fucking got you here in the spirit of fear. What is your problem? LARPing Rose and all the rest of you. You fucking fake ass anarchists, anti-Christos, Luciferians masquerading as free spirit, responsibility and accountability, sacred masculinity. You're none of that. Scared to stop complying. Scared the audience is going to stop paying them. Scared when they go to the box, they ain't going to get out. Scared that if they go to the box, the courts and the lowly men who supposedly run it are the only things working for you because you're a faithless, worldly, serve your master's freak Babylonian, and you want to masquerade like some kind of Christed preacher and some kind of anarchist. I'm not buying it. The whole fucking story of the being you all say you worship, that you're scared to death to be like, is walk in the truth, life, and way. And when the time comes for them to kill you, imprison you, build the fucking jail cell for yourself and go into it. Build the fucking cross for yourself, carry it, and hang yourself on it. I guess they forgot about that part of the story. The most empowering, enlightening, and co-creative thing the being could do was surrender in faith to the outcome he already knew was probably assured, if not for him, for another self here. That is the trust, equity, and faith. That is a fulfillment of the law. That is how you attain eternal life and reincarnate, through fulfillment of the law. You Babylonians talk about it and idol worship on it, but you won't be like it. That makes you hypocrites, and you're no different than the being in his day who sat right there and begged for him to be put to death. Who the fuck are you kidding? Same spirit that rules them rules you. The same idol worship they did, you do. The same collectivism they engage in, you're engaged in. Cut the games. Damn is right. Damned is right. By our own choices. And worse yet, want to lie about it and project about it. And then sit in wonderment or complaining why everything is the way that it is. Inmates trying to run the asylum while the inmates already run the asylum. Everyone's dishonorable and bad faith. Everyone's untrustworthy. Everyone's iniquitous. I say iniquitous. They'll say iniquitous. Iniquitous. Don't try to correct me, Ben Thorpe, either, you punk fucking coward with dark circles around your eyes who never lived into truth, life, and way one day in your life and turning your daughter into a Babylonian worldly whore. How dare you correct my linguistics when you have no idea why I do what I do? You presume that I'm less intelligent than you. Like so many of you ignorant, arrogant, cowardly fucking slaves. You got some nerve and then you want to project arrogance and ignorance onto me. Well, you know, the word is iniquitous. No, it's inequitous because it more accurately describes and hits home with who and what everyone is and doing here. Scripturally, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, and all the rest of it. You all want a bunch of shit, but you don't want to give up everything to get it back. Jesus Christo style. Suck his feet in public after you wash them. We see what happens when a person with a servant's heart does service unwaveringly. You all sit around and suck off of it and use it and be entertained by it and watch a motherfucker go to his death without ever living into it. At some point, the tables turn. Just understand that in trust, equity, and faith, you don't have to live into it for it to live into you or lean into you. You could be judged for what you do and what you don't do, and you're bound to live out the consequences of your choices and lack thereof. NAAA, day one. Only problem is when you go to NAAA, they don't treat the addiction of bondage, slavery, and genocide. They just treat drugs and alcohol, even though it's all the same conditioning. I think we're going to leave it there, potentially. Oh, we have an online kill board we're going to get to. A lot of stuff up there. I never get to even close to any of all of it. There's a Ukrainian-Russian war drone kill board where everyone goes on there and cheers each other, and they get to win little prizes when they bet on who they're going to kill with the drones, and they get live cameras, and it's great. It's just great as all the modern day fake ass Christians come here like they did the other day to tell me how they support one side or the other while they're in complete hell on earth Babylonianism they're manifesting. Sitting around on websites, playing virtual video games and betting and trying to profiteer off of supporting killing their fellow man over propagandized, politicized rhetoric and projection. Just another day in Slavelandia, right? Just like poly-slave market, they're going to bet on a downfall of their own economy while they create it spiritually and physically. You can't make this shit up. The more you study evil and have it revealed to you and how it all works and what the implications are, the more God shows itself and the more faith you get, interestingly enough. That's why it always interests me when people think the religionists say they're here to like fight and stop the devil. They don't even realize the darkness is their greatest teacher and tester. It forces you to become so honorable and faithful because of the revelation and recognition that we are so in control on the lowest level and so not in control on the highest level. It's a very humbling and reconciling, seemingly paradoxical position to be in. All those that hate me love death, as it's spoken. See, people need to start understanding that allegory too, if they understand it at all. When the Christ of being said, all those that hate me love death, it's not just the death worshippers and the death cult who directly, overtly worship death and love death and all of its imagery. This is metaphorical, allegorical. Those who sit by and allow those who walk with the truth, life, and way to be harmed while they don't walk in the truth, life, and way signify the death of the Christ. Truth, life, and way itself, right? Within them and outside of themselves, okay? So when we talk about killing the Christ and all those that hate me love death, we're talking about killing off an aspect of ourselves, and in our life that dishonors the truth, the life, and the way. And if you ask these lovey-dovey, nice, kind, polite folks, you got to do it all day, every day if you want to be part of their group and their circles. They're going to make sure of it. They're so loving and kind. What do we owe them? That is the killing off of the Christ within and the Christ externally. The ignorance of and the arrogance with the truth, life, and way itself. The dishonoring and bad faith with it and about it, and the reflection of it. They preach Jesus all day, every day, and then kill off the Christ in themselves and in their venues and supposed churches and ministries and fellowship all day, every day, and don't even know it, don't see it. And it's just enabled and not even spoken. Because the congregation is the blind being led by the blind. They can't fucking see it and break it down. Should we do another Lantau? It's like a Lantau marathon here today. Mr. Lantau, Mr. Lantau, Mr. Lantau. Yeah, more fake populism too. Mr. Lantau's videos have 700 views. 4 out of 5 dismissals. Goes to court, stand on something. All the people who comment on us and lie about us and call us sobtards have millions of views, hundreds of thousands, subs, views, all the rest of it. Dollars too. That's the game in inversion land. Surrounded by slaves and cowards. Do the real work, you get less. Lie, cheat, steal, you get more. Let's see what you do with that. So you say, so you think, so it seems. See what you all do with that. Here it is. Quite a proposition, isn't it? Like they used to tell me, Paulie boy. Paulie boy, you should be an attorney the way you call out our bullshit and put it back on us. But if you don't dress up like us, walk and talk like us, act like us, and do what we do, you ain't going to get no money, Paulie boy. And if you don't get no money, you ain't going to get no honey, Paulie boy. That's not how they used to say it. I'm being very nice, kind, and polite there. You ain't going to get no pussy. All in one moment, verifying the cornerstones of what their culture and society is. Tricks and hoes. I got to be a trick and act like a hoe so I could get to some money to buy my way in with the hoes in and of the world and the state, so they'll accept me and validate me because they don't give a fuck about what a real man is, and I don't give a fuck about being one. Gotcha, bitch. You're right, I should have been a lawyer. I guess I am one. I uphold the law, lawyer. I guess you're the antithesis of that. I guess that's what that meant when they used to say that. There goes Paulie boy questioning us, pointing out our bullshit, upholding the law again, while we want to kill off the Christed beingness again in our wicked ways. Try to lie to ourselves and each other. Try to think I make a point, try to compel Paulie Boy to be who and what we are and reveal my position all at one moment. Thank you. Makes it that much more exploitable. They should know I'm an opportunist. Give me the game and I'm going to use it against you, as I should. We're back to pimping and hoeing again. No one's above this program. Logic, morals, and ethics. Right? Right? Isn't that right, everyone? See how you get them all in every venue? The unspoken social contract, as they like to say. No, not democracy. Logic, morals, and ethics. Physics, philosophy, the love of wisdom. Conscience, conscionability. There's my jurisdiction. It's metaphysical every time. Just pulled the rabbit out of the hat every time. You guys get everything else except that. I get that and nothing else. That'll work for me. That's perfect. We'll level the scales. Like Shaitan on the hill with the Christed being. Just kneel to our fake ass law that is our code. We'll give you a position in the kingdom. Hell, we'll give you the whole thing. As long as you sell your soul to say that our wicked ways are your God and is your way. Well, I can't do that. Because I understand the reason you're coming to me with this coercive proposition is because you know, even if it's subconsciously, spiritually, the position of truth, life, and way outranks, has more power and value cosmically, metaphysically, jurisdiction-wise, than everything in this physical kingdom. You also know intuitively, subconsciously, that everything we see in this physical kingdom is a reflection of the non-physical, metaphysical beingness, because we are non-beingness, experiencing non-beingness as a beingness. We're a spirit being having a human experience. So you know primary experience is non-physical, as paradoxical as that seems, as counter-instinctual as it seems. Primary beingness is non-physical, can't be seen or shown. It's only experienced. All physicality that can be experienced by the five senses is in fact a secondary modality. Oh, what a mind fuck that is, huh? What a heart fuck, I guess. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. No, they gave you the game, they gave it to you backwards. First you get the self-respect, then you get self-empowerment. Then you get various forms of value and power and currency. Energetic, first and foremost. Electric. Cosmic. One more Lantow, I think. More Lantow, why not? He's one of the unsung hero, non-hero. He's one of the unsung hero, non-heroes who's only practicing trying to save himself. Imagine that idea. All the people who want to save the world, save America, save the whales. Save everything but can't save themselves. Well, God helps those who help themselves. So we have an unsung hero. He's only a hero because he tried to save himself. The one thing none of them will do while they try to save everyone else. That's why God won't help him. That's why God helps Mr. Lantow, obviously. 4 out of 5 dismissals at a court where he's facing prison time with no attorney, won't sign nothing, won't comply, and wants to test and challenge. It's got to be backed by a force of creation. I'm scanning. Pardon me while I'm scanning. Right. I'm going to have to get on Mr. Lantow. He's got like 6 videos up here. Mr. Lantow, we want the rest of your court hearings. I don't know what you're doing. You're letting the slaves trick you out of your power and value and position because you're censored and shadow banned or you're not well received. And so you stop doing what you're doing or you don't make it available and then they got you. Don't believe the hype, Mr. Lantow. Don't play yourself. Daddy loves you here. Nothing else. That should be a warming comfort for you. And whoever and whatever created this whole thing and put whatever this is inside of all of us, I'm sure it doesn't love you. It recognizes that it is you. Oh, we went beyond I love you again, because beyond I love you is I am you, and a recognition of that, what that all means, how that translates. Okay, I'll have to get with Mr. Lantow and see if he has the rest of his courtroom videos. We got scientists making cookies out of plastic bottles now. Online kill board. I think I'm going to wrap it. Yeah. I'm going to wrap it. Special thanks to contributors and supporters. Links up top. You may have to full screen it to see them. It's a scroll. Okay. There's an email there as well. You can contribute through the email as well, in the form of pictures, videos, historical context, legal frameworks, all your great ideas. A lot of you are just geniuses. You don't get enough credit for your genius. Here we showcase you. So if you got somewhere in your life that you're an absolute big brain genius and you know something the rest of us don't, send it over, as long as you accept the proviso that I get to screen. I may not reply to you. I may not air it. Please don't chase me and harass me and start to do your broadcast as my broadcast or vice versa. That's not wanted. Okay. So we're it's the honor system here. We're working in the honor. Maybe it's a dishonor system. Oh, we got a phone line. Phone line, and then they hung up. Hold on. Let's see if we can. I'm going to chase him down. Let me broadcast that calls you back. By the way, I'm going to be passing around a sign-up sheet, and I'm going to need names and numbers and addresses from everyone.
The subscriber you are trying to reach is not available. Please.
I will be calling around, if nothing else, about you guys' extended warranty for your automobile. Because, even though I'm a god of all media, I still, have to work part-time, time to time. One of the things I do is extended warranty. I'm that guy. All right, so if I don't call you next time, the guy who calls you for like 10 years straight, you don't even know how he knows you or got anything. You've moved on like 10 times. He's still there. Just think of me. I'm him. He is me. And seriously, you might want to think about, just saying, look into the warranty thing, right? It's extended. It's like it's a warranty. It's like, that's safe. It's effective. Am I using all the, let me get the sheet. Why am I getting all the safe, effective, practical? Say something about black people, children, and women. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. Remember when Donald Trump did the constitutional swear-in and he read the part that said, insert your name here? It's actually a thing. We may have to lead with that next time. Hey, when I insert your name here, Donald Trump. Oh, what a fucking idiot. This is their hero. This is their genius. This is the leader of the free world. I insert name here. Do solemnly swear. See, that's the danger of not giving someone a prompter, right? Not giving the leader of the free world a prompter. They might say, I insert name here, do solemnly swear. One day, wildlife, we'll get there. Like Corleone said to his father in the garden, one day. I had more hopes for you, Paulie boy. Senator Corleone, Senator unslaved, Congressman unslaved, President unslaved. We'll get there, Pop. We're still doing the broadcast. Just dies of a heart attack. Right in the tomato field, he just keels right over. Like 3 glasses of wine in. All right. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Right. We thank contributors and supporters. You are a blessing to all. You're amazing. We love these people. Only in a Luciferian simulation. Actually, that's not true. You know what? Red 40's right. I need to stop selling myself short. You know what? I need to get more entitled and deserving around here. I might even go fully monetized again and just start charging everyone. If you want access to me, you all got to pay. Especially if you're not going to live rights and freedom. So I'll give you rights and freedom pass. You get access to my channel. But if you're not doing that, then you have to give something up to get something back. That's spiritually sound. If not, you don't deserve. Even then, you really don't deserve that. You shouldn't be able to pay and get access to me and what I'm doing. This is why I need to create a secret society and go underground and basically become Donald Trump and all the rest of them is what will wind up happening. What do we have on the way out? That's the question. And when are we back? Back, who knows when, that's for sure. We're taking it day by day still. We're still convalescing and recovering. Still having issues, working through it. I have faith. Seems to be all getting better. God willing. If only my life coach would love me again. Everything would be complete.
Tremendous loser.
Don, please. Like you don't have a fucking life coach who has an odd position in your life, like BB. I'm a Yahoo. That guy. We all know that's your life coach. And we saw him at the funeral too, giving orders and putting out hits on people. And then he saw the camera and he was like, got all weird. Yeah, we seen it. We seen it. Quite frankly, my old life coach is slightly more. I was going to say BB is slightly less tyrannical and erratic than my old life coach. My old life coach takes the cake and all that. I vote for BB in that election as a lesser of evil. You know what? Fuck it. I'm feeling American right now. I'm feeling safe and slaved out, which is how it's supposed to be. By the way, I might have to do another song tonight or tomorrow. We need something for the catalog. But Flea Brownwood, my cousin, I think is what we need right now. That's why he looks like me. It is in fact my cousin. He's breaking through, topping the charts. And it makes sense, right? Like I'm not fit for fame and all the rest of this stuff, even though like I have life-changing information that I'm working with people on and living. I'm not meant for that. Now, Flea Brownwood, this guy is a people's person. He's got a look in his eye too. If you look at the album cover, like real man, humble, nice, kind, polite, down home, mom and apple pie again. That's all I'm seeing and smelling and feeling. Well, not me. My mother didn't love me, but maybe you guys, whatever you call love, you had that. That was you. That's you. Yeah. So let's do a little bit of God Bless the U.S. Slave. We may even do both of them on the way out. You know what? Yeah, we'll do both. There's another character here. They say sounds like an AI version of me with like very accentuated too. Slaveson Evans have no worth Jr. Look away, coward man. And I just realized like I'm so out of it. Like I was so into the energy and the meaning that I just completely overlooked that I used the word page twice in the song, in the line, in the rhyme. So like one line is page and the next one is page. And I didn't even notice till like 20 times in and I go, well, whatever. I guess who really cares? It's, you know. Maybe no one else will notice. Maybe no one would have noticed unless I brought it up. Now everyone's going to notice and ruin the magic. I guess that's the risk we take here. See, this is why government doesn't want to be transparent. Ruins the magic the more we let you in on. Look away, coward man. Slaveson Evans, Have No Worth Jr. And then we'll come back with a little Flea Brownwood. God bless the U.S. slave. And then we're out of here for the night, people. I did my time. All right.
Look away, coward man. In this slaved out place where I was born, codes rule lands and people more. Look away, coward man. I wish we weren't cowards and we acted like a man. In this slave place we comply and we don't take no stands. They try to cope and throw up their hands. We live and die in slavery. Look away, coward man. Oh, Mr. Fauci was a willing liar while Billy was out there starting fires. Look away, coward man. You complied with lies from all around. There went rights, the whole thing fouled. Look away, coward man. They tell us that we must comply while we shut up and stand in line. Freedom's fading, see the signs. Look away, coward man. Screens glow bright, a digital cage. We scroll through fear on every page. Look away, coward man. They promise peace, a golden age, but bind our hands and turn the page. Look away, coward man. Chains of mind are real for sure. The cowards here choose to ignore. They follow codes from shore to shore. Look away, coward man.
Slaveson Evans, Have No Worth Jr. That's a heck of a name, huh? Look away, coward man. All right. Flea Brownwood, God bless the U.S. slaves. I'm going to take my leave during the song. So this is officially goodbye, folks. Till next time. And then right into Donald Trump, you are my daddy, because I'll do anything to make him happy. Okay, bye.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I choose a greater depression with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be voting here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, but we gave that all away. And I'm proud to be an Epstein slave, where I'm slaved out and not free. And I won't forget the men who slaved, who gave up rights like me. And I gladly sit down next to you and comply like slaves today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love my chains. God bless bless the U.S. slave. From the aspartame in soda to the clots from the vaccines, shout out to slaves of Texas who have some guns but don't have weed. From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, well, there's pride in every slaved out heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an Epstein slave, and you know I pay the fee. And I won't forget the men who slaved, who gave up rights like me. And I gladly sit down next to you and comply with codes today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love my chains. Love my chains. God bless the U.S. slave. To be sort of free, and I won't forget the men who slaved, who gave up rights like me. And I gladly stand up next to you on a vaccine line today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love my chains. God bless the U.S. slave.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?